You were tuned in to episode 8 of the Goodfellas podcast. I'm your host, G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru, in the building. I am Dolo today, just temporarily. VP Shane will be here in a little bit. Sent him a notification a little late, so he'll probably see it in a couple minutes and jump on in here, man. But I appreciate you guys stopping in. I'm gonna wait a few minutes, let a couple people get up in here. But the episode yesterday, episode 7 of the Goodfellas podcast was absolutely crazy. Like it was crazy. Strength and conditioning coach for one of the hottest fighters in the world, Jerron Boots Ennis, Rob Acosta, stopped through, dropped some major jewels on us, major gems. I dropped one of the clips on Instagram and Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Don Shatter 24 in the building. What's going on, bro? Put a 1 in the comment section if you can hear me good. I ain't got Shane to verify it. Don Shatter 24. Put a 1 in the comment section if you can hear me all right. We had the father of Not Fair Charles, Chris Casey. He was in the building. Dropped his 1-2 on things. Don Shatter 24. Appreciate you, player. Appreciate you. It was fire. BoxingFirst Vlog, big shout out to him. He came in on his Blunt Baylor shit. You know what I'm saying? But we're coming off of a crazy, crazy weekend. The best fight card of the year. I mean, it lived up to the hype. Fury Wilder 3. I mean, it couldn't get no better than that. Multiple knockdowns, drama all the way through. The celebrities came out, you know what I'm saying? The casual fans, the hardcore fans, the pimps, the hoes, all that. Even, the hoes threw on their finest clothes. You understand what I'm saying? It was absolutely crazy. It was worth every penny. I hope they got 1 million buys out of this. It should have been 1 million buys. I mean, it was an amazing night of boxing, and that's, as fans, that's what we want at the end of the day. Like, we want events like that where it kind of gives us that old school, feel when Mayweather had pay-per-views. It was literally like a holiday. You know what I mean? Like, people come out, they having cookouts, they having fight parties, gatherings at the crib, all of that. People going live, doing live commentary on YouTube. I mean, it was lit. It was lit all over the place. And I think the thing that gets lost in the shuffle is that it was a joint promotion. It was a PBC, Top Rank joint promotion. And you see how big it can get. Just imagine if they did a Spence and Crawford, same buzz around it. Like, it'd be crazy. You know what I mean? It'd be absolutely crazy. But it's going to be more clips coming out on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram. Definitely got to follow me on both platforms, and on Facebook, G5F TV, go across the board. I don't know if Shane updated the site yet. I don't think he did, but we got the Fantasy League on the website, g5ftv.com. The season is actually coming to an end within the next couple of weeks. We're trying to decide whether we're going to start the new season off with the Canelo fight, have everybody start from zero. But if you haven't joined the website yet, Fantasy League, definitely do so. We got my bro family in the building, man. Conrad Boxing, what's going on, player? For the people that's wondering where VP Shane is and where BoxingFirst Vlog is, VP Shane will be in here momentarily. BoxingFirst Vlog will be in here as well. Conrad Boxing, have you watched the Berlanga fight? It wasn't part of my pay-per-view. Saw that he was down in round 9. Yeah, I seen the fight. So Conrad, it wasn't a part of the main pay-per-view card. It was a card on Fox Sports 1. So that card had Berlanga on it. It was I think it was it was Berlanga. I think it was the J-Rock fight on there too. So it was a card right before the pay-per-view card. I did see the Berlanga fight. Berlanga, Conrad, I'm pretty sure you remember. I put up a video a while ago. I think this is when he had like 13 fights, 14 fights, and I said there was still a lot of questions about Berlanga that needed to be answered. And people criticized me like crazy, was saying like, how could I question somebody like Berlanga? And I'm like, you have to question somebody like Berlanga. He hasn't gone rounds. He, hasn't been tested. And that was back then. And people was, criticizing me. And I put another video out saying he should stay away from certain people. I thought he should stay away from Steven So Cold Nelson at 168. I felt like he should have stayed away from a Jesse Hart at 168. And people criticized me for that as well. And the thing that's crazy, Berlanga with power punchers, a lot of times they don't have the quickest feet. It's because they like to plant their feet and sit down on their shots. You take a guy like Danny Garcia, like he's not quick on his feet because he likes to sit down on the shots. He like to get all his weight behind the shots. That's a gift and a curse. So Berlanga doesn't have that rhythm, with his feet. You know what I'm saying? But he's never been asked to have that rhythm with his feet. So I can't say whether he has it or he doesn't have it. You understand what I'm saying? So Berlanga got a lot of work to do. They do need to move him carefully. Can't just throw him in there with anybody. I would not throw him in there with a boxer that can move. It's going to be problems for him. But yeah, you can make the argument he lost that fight. You can make the argument that he lost that fight. And I know it comes off as if I'm not a Berlanga fan. Like I'm a Berlanga fan. It's just when people are perceived as a monster, then I'm going to ask questions to see whether he's an actual monster or not. He's a hot prospect right now, and we got to find out if he's ready for the elite level. And that's just what it is, and I feel like I've given a mature, explanation. You understand what I'm saying? It is, it is what it is with Berlanga, but we're going to see what he does next. I think he needs another 2-3 more fights before he's looking at like a Jesse or Steven So Cold Nelson, somebody like that at 168. Even like a Uzcategui. Like I think he need a couple more before he jumps up against a guy like that too. You know what I'm saying? J Swizz Entertainment in the building. Bud, best in the world, pound for pound. Much love, J Swizz Entertainment. Appreciate you jumping on, player. I gotta ask you, are you a part of the Bud team? All right, you sound like Bernie. You sound like Bernie the boxer, man. For sure. Say David Benavidez will smash that boy. Yeah, he don't want no problems. He don't want no problems with Benavidez, man. Benavidez would annihilate Berlanga. Yeah, like they gotta be real careful how they move him, man. They've built him up very nicely. They've done a great job in building him up. He has the popularity, he's got the appeal. Like he has the appeal. Now they got to move him correctly, give him the perfect opponents at the perfect times, perfect opportunities. His matchmaking is going to be the key to the rest of his career. I think he could have a really successful career. It's just certain guys he got to stay away from. Certain guys he got to stay away from, like for sure. Said Big O, let's go. Yeah, I mean it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's really, really crazy. But today, what we're gonna do is I'm waiting for Shane to get up in here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have fan. It's basically Fan Zone Tuesday. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat. People can get in, speak their piece. At the end of the day, I'll probably do that within the next 10-15 minutes or so. Swaro is in the building. Big shout out to Swaro. Say, what did I say? Sato Jeff. Nah, Swaro, you on point. You on point, player. The thing is, he said I called it months prior. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And the thing about Swaro, the thing is, I changed my mind like 3-4 times. I changed my mind like 3-4 times, bro. Like it was crazy. Like it was really crazy. At first I thought Wilder was definitely going to win because I felt like, Fury was having a tough camp. He had the COVID situation alleged, came back. They were saying he was going to be almost 300 pounds. And, you're kind of just reading the tea leaves and you're like, all right, it looked like Wilder might be able to get him up out of there. But I don't make any official decisions on fights until after the weigh-in. I am very, very observant when it comes down to the weigh-in. Very observant when it comes down to the weigh-in. I seen the weigh-in Swallow, and I seen Wilder was 238, and I was just like, hell no. I was like, I don't like that. I don't like 238. He needed to be lighter on his feet because he needed his feet in this fight. I felt like if he could have worked some angles, he would have been fine. But him being 238, he was lit. I said it in yesterday's live, episode seven of the Goodfellas podcast. Wilder was getting winded after the first round. He was officially tired after 3. That's all that weight. That's that weight on his legs. He's not used to fighting with that weight. You understand what I'm saying? So it was just, it was crazy. But no, Swallow, you was on point months ago. He was definitely on point. Jay Swizz, I love Bernie. Am I him? Love his energy though. He only speaks facts. I think this is Bernie the Boxer. I ain't gonna front, man. I think Jay Swizz Entertainment is Bernie the Boxer, man. If you Bernie the Boxer, man, you need to jump on, man. For sure. He said, yup, he was lighter in video, I bet, when he was hitting the pads. Yeah, the thing is, Jay Swizz, like, that's why when people put up like training clips and things like that, you got to take it with a grain of salt. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you got to take it with a grain of salt. Is they're gonna show you what they want you to see. You know what I'm saying? And people take the training videos and they really run with them. And I'm like, it's like showing highlights in like a highlight reel in basketball or a highlight reel in football. It's only going to be positive stuff in the highlight. That's how I take training videos. It's the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? Um, Swallow said, I hear you facts. Yeah. I mean, it's we had Rob Acosta on yesterday, strength and conditioning coach for Jerron Boots Ennis. Big shout out to Rob Acosta. And he broke it down, man. Like, he broke it down to a science, man. Like, just the extra weight really didn't make any sense. He was dead tired. His prep for the fight, I felt like he did more mental prep and pad work than he did anything else. Like, you could tell he didn't do any road work. He didn't really. He came into the fight worried about what Fury was going to do, except for being focused on what he was going to do. And the first round, he fought good. I gave him the first round. I thought he fought good. Went to the body. But Fury's so good inside the ring, man. IQ was amazing. It took him a minute to process, literally a minute, 60 seconds to process what Wilder was trying to do as far as the body shots. And Wilder he was jabbing to the body and throwing straight right hands to the body. And what was happening is Wilder wasn't getting his head off the line afterwards, so he knew that check left hook was going to be there. You know what I mean? Like, he knew that check left hook was going to be there, and he started throwing that little baby check hook, and just to let him know, like, hey, you're going to be trading body shots for head shots. And he stopped throwing body shots pretty much after the first round. So it was crazy how it played out. Conrad boxing, Fury was almost out round 4 though. Didn't see any one call to fight to go like that. Conrad, before the weigh-in, I had Wilder knockout round 5. That was my prediction before the weigh-in. Always felt like Wilder and his team was gonna kind of get themselves 6 rounds blitzing, blitz Fury, and if they was gonna get themselves 6 rounds to get them up out of there. I think pretty much after 6 rounds, they knew they was gonna have problems. It was gonna be an uphill battle, even though in the first fight Wilder got him down in the 12th and had him dead to rights. You understand what I'm saying? But just theoretically speaking, that it looked like they trained to give themselves 6 rounds to get him up out of there and really just blitzing. And he was so tired in the 4th round, man, even though he got the knockdowns, which is credit to Wilder. Like, that's how strong he is. Credit to him. He got 2 knockdowns and he was dead tired. You know what I mean? He just couldn't get him up out of there, man. And I'm like, he's knocked Fury down 4 or 5 times in this trilogy, and he's gotten up all 4 times. Just while Fury recovery skills is different. It's almost zombie like. Jay Swizz, I'm not Bernie, bro. Love him, though. I feel you. It's the Omaha, and that's all that grit. Crawford is savage. Okay, so you from Omaha. So all right, so that explains it. That explains it. Don shot at 24. That loss hurts me. Yeah, listen, man. Like, the thing about it, Don Shada, is a lot of people were invested in Wilder. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people were invested in Wilder, and going into the fight, I always ask people, who do you think gonna win the fight? But the more important question was like, why? Like, what strategically, what can Wilder do to win the fight? And unfortunately, not everyone could answer that question. It was just, I don't like Fury. I like Wilder. That's what it is. But this was probably one of the most emotional fights you can find probably in the last 10 years. Probably in the last 10 years, man. There was a lot of emotions in this fight, man. Like, hands down. I mean, you talking from Glove Gate to Watergate to all of that stuff. So it was just a lot of emotions from not only them but the fans and all that. It was crazy. J Swizz Entertainment, Porter laying down, less than 10.5. Bud, best on the planet. Uh, J Swizz, Bud gonna have a rough night at the office, man. If you in, hey, listen, you in Omaha, listen, tell Bud to fight Sean Porter like he fought Postal. If he fights Sean Porter like he fought Victor Postal, he should have a good night at the office, man. Don shot at 24. However, I think that with time with Malik and some tune-ups to implement the things, if you think Wilder is a beast now, just wait. He may literally become unstoppable. You know what, Don Shotter? Let me comment on that, bro. Um, let me comment on that, bro. Um, Here's the thing. So you take Malik, right? Malik and Coach Padman McGriff said this in a previous podcast, man. Big shout out to Coach Padman McGriff. That's my guy, man, out of Vegas. Big shout out to him, man. That's family right there. He literally said on the live, he said, listen, he was like, at the end of the day, your trainer almost has to be a therapist before he's an actual trainer. And it just, when he said it, it hit different. I was just like, yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. So when I think of Malik Scott, people think of Malik Scott and was just like, what did he add to Wilder's game in terms of inside the ring? The most important thing that Malik Scott did is he added, um, he gave him mental strength. You understand what I'm saying? He had him mentally prepared. Wilder went in there with the belief that he was going to go in there and that game plan was going to work. And that was the number one thing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that was the number one thing for Malik Scott, is to get Deontay Wilder's mind right. He's coming off of a knockout loss to this same guy. You understand what I'm saying? So he had to come in and get his mind right. With Wilder having his mind right, now you're talking technical stuff. So you're seeing him work in the pads, you're seeing him work in the body. And I say this all the time. A trainer can only do but so much with a fighter, if the fighter don't have all the tools in the toolbox. You understand what I'm saying? Wilder is limited in terms of tools in the toolbox. The thing for me, though, was the weight. Don shot at 24. The thing for me was the weight. 238 was too heavy. I thought 231 in the last fight was too heavy. He needed to be around 220, 225, and he needed to be in mid-range and maneuver around mid-range. And his legs was so heavy, bro. His legs was so heavy. And I told people in the live before the fight, I said, yo, I don't like that 238. That 238, that's not a good look. You're not going to out-muscle a dude that's 277, 200. He probably was like 285 or something for that fight. People think heavyweights don't rehydrate. Like, no, like they'll go in, weigh in, and then go eat what they want afterwards. You know what I'm saying? So he probably was about a good 285, probably 290 going into the fight. And you can't wrestle around with somebody like that. That's Fury's game. Like, Fury could be in the WWE. Real shit. Like, he can be in the WWE, bro. Like, real shit. That's how good he is with the wrestling and all that. Chase Swizz said Omaha loves G5. Hey, man, if you love G5, man, get some of them Omaha dudes on camera with me, man. That'd be great. Chop it up, talk some boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? That'd be awesome. But much love to Omaha, man, for sure. Davidian Simmons, what's going on with you, player? He said, what's good, brother? God bless. God bless you. That was one of the greatest heavyweight fights ever seen. Deontay Wilder has so much heart, but congratulations to Tyson Fury. He's the best of this generation. The best of this generation, I gotta think about that off the top of my head. I'm not sure if I want to sign up for that, but Wilder he's a dog, man. Wilder is a dog. Like whether you like Wilder, dislike Wilder, like he fought 80% of this fight. He fought 80% of this fight tired. He was dead tired from round 4 on. Dead tired. He was tired after round 1. But he was dead tired at the round 4. He willed his way to the 11th round, man. I got nothing but respect for Wilder. Just period, man. It was one of the best fights I've ever seen. Just I one of the best fights that I've ever seen, bro. So Davidian Simmons, man, great points, man. Boxing Learner is in the building. What is going on? He said this long count nonsense is a 10 count, not a 10-second count. That is true. Glad you mentioned that. Let me get into that. So when you look on social media and things like that, and they say it was a long count. So let me explain the process to y'all. So a guy gets knocked down, right? The referee is supposed to take the other fighter, point them to the neutral corner, make sure they're in the neutral corner. Second thing, they are looking for the referee that's along ringside to see what his count is. And if that referee that's on the outside of the ring, he holds his hand up. He might say this, or he might say this, or he might say this. You don't ever see a referee send a guy to a neutral corner, come and then start from 1. It's always from the number from the referee outside of the ring. So they'll usually start off at like 4. So they'll say 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a 10 count. It's a 10 count from the time that the referee outside of the ring starts to count. You understand what I'm saying? So no, they weren't slow counts. It might have seemed like slow counts, but to be honest with you, the knockdown that Wilder got in the 12th round when Fury was pretty much dead for 5 seconds, people talk about slow counts and giving extra time and things like that. Wilder got a chance to walk to the left and walk to the right after he got up. So he literally got like 15, 20 seconds to recover before he was able to go back and start fighting again. So it's just something that happened, but you can't say, oh, well, it was a slow count. He should have been knocked out. I'm like, if that was the case, Wilder should have won the first fight, period, because it shouldn't have been a count at all. They should have just waved it off because Fury wasn't moving. He wasn't moving. You understand? Jay Swizz, he said, you shall see, haha. Now you say I'm just from Omaha. Where Bud from? Porter going to sleep. Correct boxing learner. Jay Swizz, to be honest with you, man, like I said, it's from the time that the referee outside of the ring starts counting. It's not from the time that the referee starts counting. He has to look to the referee outside of the ring. It's from when they start counting. So you can't put up a stopwatch and say from the second his ass touched the canvas, you start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's from when that referee outside the ring actually has the count started. So you got to talk to the referee that's outside the ring. You know what I'm saying? Their count. Jay Swizz said, correct boxing learner. Soldier Boy in the building. Soldier Boy, tell him. Hey, let me stop that. Wilder had no defense. Soldier Boy, here's the thing. Wilder, it's hard to find power punchers that are really defensively responsible. It's very hard. Okay. Secondly, he was getting tired after the first round. He was dead tired after 4 rounds. Your mechanics go out the window when you're dead tired. You revert back to who you are. You know what I mean? So his defense is usually not that great, but it was really, really questionable in this fight because he was so tired for so long. But nah, Soldier Boy, good observation. Conrad Boxing True literally had his hands down after each shot. Yeah, when Fury got the first knockdown on Wilder, where he threw the body shot, then he threw the sloppy hook, and Fury got underneath it. Like, I mean, his hands was down, his face was up. His face was up like this and was like, hit me. You know what I'm saying? He had a sign on his face that said, hit me. No hands up, no gloves up, wasn't nothing. Had his hands down, and Fury hit him with the money shot and knocked him down. Yeah, he was tired, man. I would say it's beyond fundamentals. He was just fatigued, man. He couldn't keep his hands up. But part of that is the weight. That weight was just too much. Don Shatter, 24, said, I agree with the weight. It wasn't distributed properly. That strength and conditioning coach he had was garbage. He needed most of that in his legs. I'ma hop in once the link drop. Hey, I got you, bro. I got you. Here's the thing with the 238. People say, like, I had somebody tell me yesterday, was like, oh, well, he had basically a year and some change to walk around at that weight. Walking around at that weight and actually fighting with that weight is two different things. It's two different things. I don't even know who his strength and conditioning coach was. I mean, I talked to Rob Acosta. I talked to Coach Padman McGriff. They both said the same thing. They was just like, yo, like, you have to build Wilder up in a certain way because he's going to need his legs. And you come in at 238, man, and like he made it a point he was going to wrestle with this dude. I'm like, it just didn't make any sense. I'm like, why wrestle? And I'm just using Wilder's words. Why wrestle with a 280-pound man when the last fight you said your suit was too heavy and that was 40 pounds? So you can't have it both ways. You understand what I'm saying? You can't have it both ways. You can't say, hey, my suit was too heavy, my legs wasn't there, but then in the next fight, you put on 7 pounds of muscle and you say, hey, I'm ready to wrestle with a 280-pound man. It doesn't make any sense. You understand what I'm saying? It really, really, really doesn't make any sense. At the end of the day, it really, really doesn't. Jay Swizz said Warriors post to post, respect both men, point blank, period. That's a fact. That's a fact, man. A lot of respect for Wilder, a lot of respect for Fury. Fury got his ass up off that canvas twice. And was just like, because when you're back against the wall or you down on the canvas, you got a decision to make. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I going to lay down or am I going to get up? You got a decision to make. Fury always makes the decision like, no, like I'm going to get up and I'm going to get it. You got to respect that, man, like whether you like Fury or not. Conrad Boxing, if the ref outside the ring starts counting late, that is my definition of a long count. LOL. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. If the referee is not paying attention and the guy is laying down on the canvas for 3-4 seconds before he starts his count, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the definition of it. Let me put that up again. That was a good one. If the ref outside the ring starts counting late, that is my definition of a long count. That's exactly what that is. That's exactly what that is. That's a fact. Actually, that's the best comment that's been on here so far, man. Big shout out to my guy Conrad. Don Shot at 24. I think we may get a 4th fight. Steward called this years ago. Both of them would run the division. Yeah, he definitely said that. Rest in peace to Emmanuel Stewart, man. Crunk Jim. But you can tell that Fury fights like a Crunk Jim fighter. Like, he fights like a Philly fighter. Like, we get down and dirty. Like, we don't have no problem using the weight, leaning on you, throwing shots at the hips and everything else, like doing whatever it takes to win. Like, you can tell he's been in the Crunk Gym. Like, you can tell he's been in the Crunk Gym. Like, for sure. You know what I mean? But are we going to get a 4th fight? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, I really don't. I don't think it's going to happen, me personally. I'm real content with how the trilogy went. Wilder had his chances. Man. And like I said, the first fight, any other referee wouldn't even count it in the 12th round. So I just think it was destiny for them to have a trilogy, man. Like, it was meant for us to have this trilogy. If it's a 4th fight, man, I don't know what else Wilder can do. He came in light, got a draw, came in heavy, got knocked out, came in heavier, got knocked out. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Jaguar Paul, what's going on, player? Hello again, G5 Jeff TV. Hello to all the fam. I'm just going to keep it real. I am a fan of Wilder and a bigger fan of reality. All he has to do is put his gloves up. Yeah, easier said than done when you tired though, Jaguar. When you tired, it's harder to do that. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like you lifting weights, and then they ask you to hold your hands up like this. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to do because your arms is heavy. Your arms is heavy. Your arms feel, dead. You understand what I'm saying? Like they feel dead. So that's easier said than done, man. In theory, you would think that, but I mean, just it's hard. It's hard. Easier said than done, bro. Easier said than done. Davidian Simmons said, "Well, now I would love to see Tyson Fury versus Usyk. Yeah, that fight would be fire, bro. Like fire, fire. Matter of fact, you know what? We ain't even gonna waste no time. We ain't gonna waste no time. Let me check one thing real quick. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm gonna put the link on in about 5 minutes, y'all. Davidian Simmons, that's a fire fight, man. Like but Fury style is the style that you need to beat a Usyk. Like you got to use your weight, use your advantage, your physical advantages, and really make it a down and dirty fight. You got to make, you're supposed to brawl the boxer, box the brawler. You know what I'm saying? Take him out of his element. You know what I'm saying? You got to make Usyk play high speed chess. I would favor Fury in the fight. I would favor Fury in the fight. The good big man is going to beat the good middle man, good little man most times. I would favor Fury in the fight. Don Shot at 24. Do you feel Malik is a good trainer? I don't know if he's a good trainer. He's a good fit for Wilder, though. He's a good fit for Wilder. I had more of a problem with the strength and conditioning versus what Malik did. Malik had Wilder mentally ready. You could tell in the first round they had the game plan of going to the body. You could tell what he didn't work on was to go to the body and then keep his head off the line or get out the way after he threw the body shot. He was kind of just trying to use the distance to kind of get away. But you got to remember, this guy, Fury's 6'9". He's 6'9". He can get to you just like you can get to him. He started telegraphing the body shots. He wasn't throwing a jab up top and a jab to the stomach. That's the Sean Porter combo. You know what I'm saying? Jab up top, then a jab to the stomach. He didn't implement that. He was just looking straight down and was just throwing to the body, and he was really telegraphing it. You can't do that against a guy like Fury, man. Fury too sharp. Fury too sharp. You understand what I'm saying? Jaguar Paul, if Wilder was trained by Mayweather or Eddie Reynoso, this guy will be back in action in about a year with a gruesome combat, and that's just my humble opinion. Jaguar, just to respond to that, it's all about the tools that Wilder has in the toolbox. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's all about the tools that he has in the toolbox. If he don't have those things in the toolbox, if Mayweather tells him to do a pull counter, if that's not in his toolbox, he's not going to be able to do it. If Mayweather or Reynoso tells him to, throw a feint and then throw a Canelo hook over the top, Wilder don't have that in his toolbox. So it's really about what he has in his toolbox, and just he doesn't have a whole lot in his toolbox from a technical standpoint. But when you got a right hand like that, it's hard to tell a guy. It's hard to tell a guy to, be technically sound when you got a top 5 all-time right hand. It's kind of like telling Allen Iverson to do basic moves when he got that crossover. It's hard to tell Michael Jordan to just be basic when he got the fadeaway, when he got the hops that he had. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's difficult, man. It's difficult. You know what I'm saying? Wilder's played to his strength his whole career, which is the right hand, which you don't get paid for overtime in boxing. So that's just what it is. You understand what I'm saying? So this comment here, if Wilder was trained by Mayweather or Eddie Reynoso, Benny, this guy will be back in action in about a year with a gruesome combat, and that's just my humble opinion. It's all about the tools in the toolbox. We got my guy VP Shane in the building. What is going on, player?
What's good, bro? I mean, sorry for my lateness. You've been in for 34 minutes, man.
You good?
Been busy, but where we at now? Where we at?
Just running through the comments at the moment, man. For the people that's tuning in, man. That's the VP Shane in the building. You know what I'm saying? It's my right hand right there. Soldier Boy in the building said Wilder went in there.
New, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video.
Absolutely. Wilder went in there.
Some new faces in the last 2 lives.
Yes, sir. Definitely some new faces. This one of them right here, Soldier Boy. Said Wilder went in there like it was a street fight. He should have boxed smart and set that right hand when it was time. This would have gave him the victory. Soldier Boy, let me respond to that real quick. It's Wilder was in a really weird spot. Like he's in there with somebody that he can't outbox. He can't outbox Fury. Like he can practice boxing for 2 years straight and come in and he still wouldn't be able to outbox Fury. Like the things that Fury have just come with time. You know what I'm saying? It just comes with time. Like he wasn't going to outbox Fury. There was a couple of things that he could have did technically that would have put him in better positions to land shots and to keep him out of harm's way. But it all had to do with his legs, though. It all had to do with his legs. His legs had to be right in this fight, and they just weren't right. You understand what I'm saying? Like his legs was heavy because of the weight, and you know he was winded so quick, man. Whatever Malik showed him, he wasn't able to implement it because he was so tired. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a combination of things.
That's what's so important. I feel like a lot of people are disregarding how important the feet and the legs are. You can say all of that stuff about the hand placement, but he couldn't stop. He needed to do something to stop him from going in reverse, bro. And it all starts with the feet.
Yeah, 100%. 100%, man. Will Stokes in the building, man. What's going on? That's my guy right there, Will Stokes. He said, I honestly can't pick anyone to beat Fury right now. That's what I meant when I said for the first time ever, I'm feeling like he's invincible. Like Usyk, Joshua, White, any of them, I'm picking Fury now. Will, here's the thing. If Fury fights Usyk, I'm favoring Fury. I'm favoring Fury to beat Usyk. I'm gonna tell you. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So the reason why I say that is because everything that we wanted AJ to do, Fury's gonna do. He's gonna use his weight. He's gonna lean on him. He's gonna get uptight. He's gonna throw probably every single illegal shot he possibly can, and he's gonna do everything humanly possible to get Usyk off of his game. Go ahead.
I was gonna say though, I would favor Fury to beat everyone, but just because I favor him doesn't mean he's invincible. Everybody can be beaten. It was just 2 fights ago or 3 fights ago where we saw Fury look like he was going to lose to someone like Otto Wallin. Nobody is invincible. So everybody's going to have a night where they can lose. Nobody would have said Fury was invincible if he got knocked out in that 4th round against Wilder. No one would have said that. Fury was maybe a minute away from losing. A 3rd knockdown, that's the ref can call it after a 3rd knockdown.
Correct.
So at this point, I feel like, yeah, I would pick him to beat everyone, but it doesn't mean he can't lose to anyone.
Will, invincible is a strong ass word, bro. It's okay to think that he's going to be favored against everyone, or you would pick him against everyone. Invincible is like Tyson in his prime. Like, that's invincible. Roy Jones in his prime. Like, that's invincible.
I think Roy Jones in his prime. I wouldn't say Tyson in his prime.
Well, he had the perception that he was invincible.
Oh, yeah. In terms of
he had the perception. Definitely. Right. Floyd at one point in his career, like he had the perception that he was invincible. So, I mean, invincible is a real strong word, bro. There's very few fighters in history that I would use that phrase with. Conrad Boxing, how can you call him invincible when he almost got knocked out last fight? That's what I'm saying. That's what we're saying. Conrad also said only Canelo got that aura for me. He don't even have that aura.
No, because Canelo's lost before and he's had tough nights. Like, to me, invincible is, I would more say a dude like, who can I say? A dude like Beterbiev will more have the aura of invincibility than Canelo, because this is a dude who never really looks like losing. Canelo's been in positions where we think he can lose here. Fury's been in positions several times where we thought maybe Fury might lose here. You can't be saying someone's invincible and they've had more than one occasion where they look like they're gonna lose.
And Will, it's the word invincible. Like you gotta look up what that means and ask yourself, does that apply to Fury? And it doesn't. Conrad Will said, Conrad, did he lose? Conrad said ref saved him in 2 fights. You can make the claim.
I wouldn't say the ref saved him in the second fight, but again, you have to, as Jeff said, look at the term invincible. You're saying someone can't lose. You can't say someone can't lose if they almost lost.
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense.
Will, you just gotta change that word. Like you can say he's the best in the world. You can say he's the best heavyweight right now, but invincible can't give you that. Don Shatter said, "What does?" Will Stowe said, "Conrad, you must be trolling." Will Stowe said, "Ref saved him." Conrad, if your guy AJ got his mind right, he would give him big troubles too. AJ got that dog. He ain't got that dog in him anymore, man.
And he ain't gonna have the fights to get that dog in him because he should have taken learning fights after the Pugh level win. He should have taken more learning fights. As Jeff said, he could have dropped the belt and fight someone else.
Fight someone else. Man, them you know what I'm
fight
saying?
Like a Manuel Charr, Trevor Bryan or something like that.
Yeah, them silk sheets and them satin robes, man. You know what I'm saying? Set you back, man, for sure.
Build a bit of confidence.
Yeah, Conrad, first Wilder fight.
That's a fact. And the Walling fight.
And the Walling fight, yeah. Will Stokes' Fury getting knocked down made him seem more unbeatable to me. His powers of recovery are godlike for real.
That's a contradiction in itself.
Yeah, that's just
if someone's invincible, they don't get knocked down.
Yeah, well, that's a backwards comment, baby. That's a backwards comment.
How much time you see Floyd on the floor? How much time you see Canelo on the floor?
Yeah. Will, okay, I thought you meant the ref saved him in the third fight. Conrad, have him beat White, then Usyk or AJ, then we're talking. Yeah. Jaguar Paul's the fourth fight could happen, and if Wilder beats or knocks out every opponent in the next 2 years or so and can't come back for another defeat or another road to redemption. That's asking a lot. I ain't saying it's impossible. So Jaguar, let me entertain that for a second, right? So let's take your comment, right? So he's 35 right now. He's coming off of 2 grueling fights. So I think it's safe for everyone to say like Wilder is probably should take at least a year off, right? At least a year, probably a year and a half. So that's going to put him around 36, 37, right? So let's just say he has 2 tune-up fights. He's probably only fighting once a year. That's going to take him into like what, 39, Shane? That's take him to 38, 39. So you possibly, with your game plan, he's going to be 40 by the time he sees Fury again. And who's to say Fury's around?
And I was about to say, Fury's a dude who might not be around, and I think
he may not be around. So
all of these dudes.
Yeah, so that game plan sound good, but it don't sound realistic. Will Stokes, Conrad, AJ could give Fury trouble. I agree. One thing I will say is that if that was AJ in there in round 4 who hurt Fury, it could have been different.
One thing I would say though, if that was AJ in there after round 3, it definitely would have been different because AJ won't be coming out of that corner because AJ ain't got that heart like that.
Yeah, but I will say this though. If AJ knocked Fury down twice, AJ would have finished him off. He's one of the better finishers in the game. It's him getting there. That's the problem. Will Stokes, as far as finishing ability, AJ and Wilder are levels apart. Yeah, AJ. I think AJ. Me personally, I think AJ might be the best finisher in the heavyweight division. Like,
and the reason why I agree with that is because he has this patience. Like he doesn't have this. He don't rush. Wilder's just looking to load up on every punch.
Yeah, for sure. That's the obvious. DSG, what's going on, player? Kiki is in the building. What is going on? DSG said, nope. Soldier Boy, only Bud Crawford is invincible.
I want to see him in with tougher competition.
Yeah, and Soldier Boy, if he does Sean Porter, if he do a demo job on Sean Porter, then I might sign up for that. DM3 Entertainment, what's going on, player? Says styles make fights and triangle theories don't always work in boxing. So saying that I think that White or Joshua could beat Fury in a fight, but if it goes a distance, Fury will win. Yeah, if Fury is not on, so DM3, here's the thing. So if Fury is not on that bullshit, right? If he is not on that bullshit, Fury could literally go on a 2-year run, and I will be completely content. I'll be completely content. So if he's not on that bullshit, if Dillian White gets past Otto Wallen, Dillian White would be the next opponent. Then after that, it'll be Usyk for pretty much all the marbles. Then after that, he can have a title defense against AJ, or he can go revisit the Wilder situation.
Don't really
he
see
can
the
literally
Wilder
go. He can. I don't want to see him, but it's an option for him.
Who I see him fighting, honestly, this is who I see him fighting. I see him fighting I see him fighting White if White beats Wallen, Usyk, and I actually see him fighting AJ and Joe Joyce.
I'm cool with them four. If he does, listen, if he does them 4 fights, he does them 4 fights, win all 4 of them fights, man. Hall of Fame.
Facts.
Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. And I told Shane a year or two ago, I said he's not in the Hall of Fame discussion because he never made a title defense. So you understand what I'm saying? He could literally go on a 2-year run for those 4 guys. If he beats those 4 guys, like, you got to put him in the Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Fame fighter. You understand what I'm saying? Conrad Boxing, no heavyweight is invincible. Let's be real. Those big guys all can KO you.
That's a good point.
That's a real good point. Real good point.
You Kiki said drop Fury. So
yeah, Kiki said all facts. G5, Jeff and Shane, appreciate you. Chris Casey, my guy Chris Casey in the building. What's up, bro? Said no one is invincible. Yeah, no one's invincible. Anybody can get beat. Invincible shouldn't be used in boxing, in my opinion. Yeah, it's just you got to change that word, man. Like, you got to change that word. Kiki laughing. Will Stokes, Shane, I'm glad you ain't a matchmaker. AJ versus Charr.
The reason why I said that is because you don't need to take a tough fight when you got 200 million on the table, bro.
Yo, I said he's so dumb. I said he's so tough, he dumb.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no way if I'm controlling Anthony Joshua's career, no way on God's green I'm putting him up against Usyk. And I got 200 mil sitting on the table.
Fury, one thing about Eddie Hearn, he don't protect his fighters, bro.
But the thing is, for somebody that's so smart, he's stupid. Like Eddie Hearn gets into trouble because he thinks more like a fan than he does a businessman. It's no way Al does that. It's no way Bob Arum does that. It's no way Frank Warren does that. Eddie's the only person that would do that. The only person that would do that.
And we've seen it bite him a few times as well, bro.
Absolutely. Will Stokes, he said that's not a backwards comment. He once again showed that he can take a huge shot and get up. I'm telling you right now, no one else in the world would have been able to do that in the 4th.
That's not the point, though, bro. You're saying
that's not the point. You're saying he's invincible.
If he's invincible, he shouldn't even be on the top.
Everything that you said in this comment, I'm gonna read it again. That's not a backwards comment. He once again showed that he can take a huge shot and get up. I'm telling you right now, no one else in the world would have been able to do that in the 4th. Bro, that's not an invincible scenario. You know what I'm saying? Like, a person that's invincible is not going to be in that scenario. So that's what I'm saying. You got to change the word.
It's better if he said, bro, he fought Wilder 5 times or 3 times, and Wilder didn't hit him with that right hand once. Nobody can. I'll be like, okay, I can entertain that. This guy had no trouble against Wilder, supposedly the most dangerous puncher, and he just clean sweeped him every fight and didn't take no damage. This dude's invincible. That's a more understandable scenario.
Padman McGriff is in the building, man. That's my guy right there. Big shout out to Coach Padman McGriff. He said, I'm sorry if Wilder wants to fight again. I just, you know what, Padman, he got some decisions to make. Because if he comes back, he's not coming back as the best in the world, like Shane said. He's not coming back as the champion of the world, like Shane said. You know, one champion,
face,
one face, one champion. He's not coming in as any of that. He's coming in as pretty much
an
damaged
opponent.
good, an opponent, damaged goods, unless so. Padman, to kind of entertain that a little bit, right? So if he comes back, right, and he wants to realistically get back to the title contention, right? So he would have to take a comeback fight against somebody where the style is favorable, right?
I'll make him fight someone like Hellenius, then I'll make him fight
Yeah,
someone like Ruiz. Those would be
yeah,
my next two fights.
yeah. I would say either Hellenius, I would say a Trevor Bryan or a Kyle Naki. One of those three to get him. Those are all good style matchups for Wilder. They're all really good style matchups for Wilder. You understand what I'm saying? That'll get him back in the win column. That could possibly get his confidence back. So now we got that second fight. So now I'm looking at an Andy Ruiz. So I'm like, yo, if you beat an Andy Ruiz, now we talk. Like now we talking. Now we really talking. So those are two victories he could get, and the momentum is there. So now people are talking about him more. Now we can look into, all right, now does Wilder AJ make sense right now? Does Wilder Usyk make sense right now? He got at least, first of all, Padman, he's going to have to come back early to accomplish that. He's 35.
Plus,
he would have to come back within a year.
Plus, there's a chance, bro. As much as Will's saying what he's saying, Wilder doesn't have to fight Fury to become champion again. That's what people need to understand.
You don't.
Like me personally, I would actually think that there's a chance. I'm not even gonna lie, like I don't believe in any invincible fighter. So I believe there's a chance that Fury loses. Fury will eventually lose. I don't know who to, but if he fights top contenders, eventually he's gonna lose. I've seen enough from Fury to show me that he's gonna have an off night.
Yeah, I mean, he could. I mean, it could be fucking Wilder and a Joe Joyce for a belt. I mean, Joe Joyce is a good matchup for Wilder. Right. Perfect style matchup because he's gonna be right there for the right hand. He's gonna be right there. Don Shot at 24 said, "Fam, did you just start watching boxing and think Fury is invincible?" Yeah, I just Don Shot. I just got a problem with the word. For everyone saying Fury isn't invincible, ask yourself, if you pick any single man in a division to beat him, that's what I mean. Maybe I shouldn't have used that word, but still, yeah, you gotta change the word. Yeah, you gotta change the word
because there's dudes where I'll keep it real, bro. I didn't pick Lomachenko to lose to Teofimo Lopez, but he lost. Who you pick isn't what's gonna actually happen. That's boxing. We can't say someone can't lose. That's just a very, very big thing to say.
Yeah, definitely. Don Shot at 24 said that's a lie. Hearn protected AJ from Wilder. That's not true. That's not true. Don Shot, Shane and I, we got behind the scenes info on that.
The truth is, like, let's keep it real. If you know Eddie Hearn, you know Eddie Hearn has thrown so many prospects in with
deep water.
Deep water, and he shouldn't have done. He
need a matchmaker. He need a matchmaker like me. Getting right.
Look at it, let's keep it real. Dylan White didn't even need to fight Otto Wallin. He should have fought a bum, and then he would have just basically fought Fury. Threw him in against Otto Wallin. Eddie Hearn then threw Usyk in against AJ when there's 200 million on the table, bro. Never tell me he's protected.
Eddie Hearn is a fight fan before a promoter. He throws fights that he think the fans want to see, not what's in his best interest. Like he's kind of counterproductive when it comes down to his actual fight. He's a throwback, like for real. Like he's a throwback.
He's done with Maurice Hooker. Nobody on God's green will do this. Offer a dude a one-fight deal on Matchroom against your only champion at 140, and then let him run away with the belt and go back to top rank. If you're gonna do that, you're gonna make sure you have options. You're gonna make sure you have options on him.
I don't know what Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn need to hire me and Shane.
Because he need to hire us. Maurice Hooker, you can fight Jose Ramirez one-off fight, and if Ramirez you win, you can take the belt back to top rank.
Listen, hey yo, listen, and I'm dead ass serious, man. Anybody get this to Eddie Hearn? Eddie Hearn, you need to hire VP Shane, and you need to hire G5 Jeff TV. We gonna get you right. Listen, all we ask for 6 figures per year, and
Facts.
flight accommodations. I'm a first class guy, me personally. I would like first class. You understand,
We
Shane?
can
I don't know how
indeed,
you rocking, but
bro. If you're giving me 6 figures and you're giving me accreditation for your fights, I'll pay for the flight. It's cool.
yeah, okay, that's cool. You listen, you give both of us 6 figures a year, we can be advisors. We get you right, man. It's just some things that you've done that just kind of just doesn't add up, man. You need guys like me. You need guys like Shane. So we pitching this to Eddie Hearn, brother. You need to hire us, man. 6 figures a year, man. Accreditations to all your fights, brother. And we're gonna make sure you're right. We're gonna make sure that you're right. You understand what I'm
But
saying? AJ, I said, Will Stokes, AJ made it different, made of different stuff, not ducking anyone. I remember when people said AJ would duck Usyk, I knew he never would. Just like how you always knew he was gonna take the Usyk rematch.
yeah, but
That ain't
sometimes
smart. It ain't
it's I
smart.
love what you say, bro. It's about using your brain
It ain't. It's
because
not
in my
smart.
mind, like this hasn't. Um uh, uh you can be as brave as you want, but you also gotta be aware of danger. If you're walking
Yeah.
down the street, Jeff, and you see two men having a shootout and they're shooting across the street, I'm brave. I'm gonna walk straight across the street. Like, bro,
It's
bravery
crazy.
doesn't like sometimes you could actually use your
That's
brain.
that's
You're
what
not.
people. Yeah, it's funny.
Where
Like
has it
people,
benefited AJ now? It hasn't benefited him because he's got another loss, and if he loses again, like this guy
bro.
has no pulling
Yo,
power.
that's another example. Yo, like Big Baby Miller ends up not taking the fight. You go find Andy Ruiz of all people. Like, you
But
understand what I'm saying? Like this, Eddie Hearn. This is why you gotta hire G5 Jet TV and VP Shane for stuff like that, man. Like it's just you gotta move smarter than that, bro. You gotta move smarter, man. Like half of the stuff that happens to Eddie Hearn from as far as his fighters, he be asking for it. He puts himself in that position. He needs. I'm telling you, I'm dead ass serious. I'm dead serious too. Like he need to hire the both of us for real. Like no joking. Don shot at 24. He needs to fight more per year. Implement everything you're learning from Malik and fix those flaws. Here's the thing, Don Shada. At this point in Deontay Wilder's career, I got more mental questions than talent questions.
facts,
I got more mental questions and talent questions. When you're coming off of two devastating
brutal,
losses,
brutal
brutal,
fight.
brutal fights, brutal losses. One fight, the towel got thrown in. In the second fight, he was literally out, like out. They making memes about him, out. You understand what I'm saying?
You see that soldier
Um,
boy meme?
yeah, crazy.
You know, because he got knocked out and he felt like that.
Yeah, like it's crazy, man. Like, um, I have more mental questions than technical questions, bro. I think Malik is a good fit for Wilder, but if he's mentally fractured, it's not going to matter.
One thing I thought Malik was amazing at that nobody doesn't give credit is because Wilder had trust issues. After what happened in the last fight, he didn't trust the commission, he didn't trust his trainers, he didn't trust his corner, he didn't trust the ref, he didn't trust so many people. And you needed someone who, if me and Jeff are out, yeah, if me and Jeff are out and I see Jeff literally stand by my side when it's a hard time, bro, that's a dude that I'm a ride with to the day I die. And some trainers just demand respect because of their reputation. Malik Scott didn't have that reputation, but he got that respect from, bro, if you go down, I'm going down. We're going down
Yeah,
together. And
yeah,
he established that from the meet from the start. And that trust that Wilder gave to people were saying, oh, you should have got this dude, that dude, George Foreman, all of these guys. But I'm like, bro, he had to trust someone. And he trusted Malik Scott.
I
And I think Malik Scott done an amazing job. He done
yeah.
an amazing job.
Don Shada, let me add on to that because I agree with everything that Shane said. Um, and I said this in a previous live, Wilder has always been the alpha dog in every single camp. But his team is Wilder than is everybody else. Like he's never been around a trainer where a trainer has a complete green light in the camp. Malik Scott is the first person to have a complete green light in the in the camp. Um, and people used to be like, "Oh well, do you think Malik Scott is a good fit?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's a good fit because Wilder says he's a good fit. He's comfortable with him." You understand what I'm saying? But so I'm like, you can't for somebody that's been kind of living like a free life in terms of boxing, like you can't be having camps like that for 40 something fights and then you bring in a disciplinarian. It's not going
I
to
think,
mix well. You
and
understand what
if
I'm
you look
saying?
at his focus and how calm he was in the weigh-in press conference, and how Malik Scott just stood up and said, "Okay, Wilder, don't speak. I will speak, and I'll speak on behalf of you, bro." That is
Mm-hmm.
so much trust. That is so that Malik Scott literally carried it on his back, and he answered all the questions that I thought was unfair to ask Malik, because Malik wasn't the trainer for the
He
last
wasn't
fight,
a
but
trainer at
he
the time.
still answered those, and he took a lot of, like, a lot of people were trying to patronize him when they were asking questions, and he still took it, bro. Malik Scott, I respect him tremendously after what he done for Wilder. Tremendously. Like from a psychological perspective. Oh my gosh, did he help Wilder? Because anybody takes a loss like that and then has this trust and this loyalty in the camp, bro, you might as well say they lost before the fight starts.
Yeah. Yeah. Wilder had a lot to overcome, bro. He had a lot to overcome, man. And I feel like he did everything but get his weight down. He did everything but get his weight down, man. To be honest with you, I think he was a good strength and conditioning coach away from possibly getting a victory in that third
I was
fight.
more talking about from a psychological perspective
No,
of
I
what.
agree. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. And that was the first thing I said that in the beginning of this live. Malik Scott got and I had to shout out Coach Padman McGriff for this. Like, you got to be a therapist before you be a trainer, and this was that exact situation. And the biggest thing that Malik Scott taught him is to get his mind right. He coached him into getting his mind right for this fight, man, and for that alone, Malik Scott earned his paycheck. Could I see Malik Scott training anybody else? I don't know. I don't know. I think he's earned the
But
opportunity.
but
He's
but
earned
Malik
the
Scott, a lot of
opportunity.
people don't know this, you know. But Malik Scott was in Dylan White's corner for the AJ fight. Did you know that?
Yeah. I knew that. Hmm. Yeah, I knew that. And the thing is, I pay attention to what trainers are saying in between rounds. Gave him good advice in between. He was engaged. He told him exactly. He even told him, what was that, after the second round, third round, told him to wake up. He said,
Yeah.
"Yo, bro, wake up, wake up." Like he was like in his zone, like, you know what I mean. Malik Scott,
From
I
a
think for
tactical perspective, though,
mhm.
I think they could have been a bit more prepared from a tactical perspective.
Can
Like,
I answer? Can I address that
mhm.
from a tactical standpoint? Um, the thing that's crazy, yo. Shane and I, when I say we're like boxing brothers, it goes deeper than that, man. Like it's even down to petty stuff, man. Like he's out of juice, I'm out of juice at the same goddamn time. Like it's crazy. But from a tactical standpoint, I don't think whatever Malik Scott game plan was, Wilder wasn't able to implement it because he was so tired. What you could tell Malik was trying to work on basic things that Wilder can comprehend without going real deep into it. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why Fury was able to adjust to those body shots is because Wilder was telegraphing every single one of them. You know how Sean Porter jabs to the head, then jab to the body? But the jab to the head is that's the dummy shot just to get your
Dummy.
eyes up. It's the dummy
Yeah.
shot because he really wants the shot to the body. He didn't do that one time. He just looked down, aimed at the body, and shot the body shot. He never got his head off the line, never did anything, never got below the hook or anything. Like he was just open for it. So you can tell that's why I was telling Blunt. I'm like, you can work on whatever you want to work on in the gym. That's cool, but you're asking that person to try it against one of the
Yeah.
best people in the world.
And what you got to understand is this Fury is a dude who his mind is working while the round is going. So
It's a
if you look
machine.
at that first minute, Wilder Fury don't really throw nothing. He actually accepts the body shots because he's just looking at, okay, Wilder's doing this. It didn't take him 3 minutes to make an adjustment. Within the first 2 minutes,
Took him a minute.
Fury made an adjustment.
It took him a minute.
Look at the end of round one. Look at the end of round one. Everybody go look at the end of round one. I wish I could put the clip up that I made today because it would have really given people an insight. But just look at the end of round one, the last punch thrown in round one, and you will see.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact for sure, man. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run through the rest of these comments real quick, and then I'm gonna put the link in the chat. We're gonna let guys get in and get busy. Will Stokes said Helenius isn't the best fight for Wilder right now. Helenius' confidence is on another level right now.
Helenius ain't got no chin, so as soon as that punch lands,
as soon as that punch lands, is a wrap. It looks similar to Gerald Washington. Gerald Washington won the first 3-4 rounds, and then once he felt that shot, it was a wrap. It'll be a similar situation.
If you guys don't know, one of the worst knockouts I've seen in my life was not the worst, but that's a bit of an exaggeration. But what a bad knockout was Helenius versus Duopa. Helenius was giving Duopa the business. And Duopa just landed that sweet shot. Boom. Helenius was all over the canvas. Helenius ain't got no chin, bro. And Helenius was outboxing Washington. And Washington hit him with that 2-piece, put him to sleep.
Put him to sleep, yeah. It's a chin issue, Will. DSG, I want to see Ruiz punching stamina and body shots against Fury just because. I think Ruiz is just too small. And I'm talking height, I'm talking weight. Just if Areola was able to put him down,
and he's got slow feet, bro. Oh my god! My gosh, Fury was just running circles around that dude.
Yeah. DM3, I think that was the fault of the sanctioning bodies forcing Joshua to fight Usyk. That was a stupid decision because we all know AJ is a cash cow. They should have waited for the undisputed DM3. We've been saying that. I've been saying that for the longest. But that's why I said Eddie Hearn needs to hire G5 Jeff TV and VP Shane to the camp. Just drop the belt. Just drop the belt. Don shot at 24. So you really believe Hearn? LOL. Okay. Next week, mate.
It's not about believe. I believe Wilder. I remember what Wilder said himself. He went to the zone and turned down the deal and I think he was right to turn down 120 million, by the way, but he still got the offer. You can't say someone's ducking someone when they gave you an offer. Do I think the offer was right? No, but it still was 120 million regardless. Because he still got that offer.
Don Shada, here's the thing. Like, they on camera admitting that they got the offer. That's number one. Number two, he initially got an offer and they only offered him a flat fee of $15 million. And I told Shane 2 years ago, I said, yo, this is a $150 million fight. It's a $200 million fight. Shane thought I was crazy. But they was thinking the way I was thinking. That's why they turned down the 3-fight, $120 million deal. That's why they turned it down. Because they were gonna make more money off of it than Wilder was.
Of course, but as I'm saying, I feel like they were right to turn the fight down. Right. But you can't say someone's ducking someone if they give you an offer.
Right. And that's the thing, like Don Shada, that's the thing, like Wilder and them said it out of their own mouth. So we're not trying to combat you in terms of what you're saying. So it's not us believing Hearn. Wilder and them said it out of their own mouth that they got multiple offers for AJ. You understand what I'm saying? And it just didn't work out. It don't mean AJ was ducking Wilder was ducking AJ. Like, just the business ain't line up.
Well, I know a lot of people were saying Wilder was ducking AJ for not taking that deal, and I was like, no, because you go look at that. You look at it. Hindsight is always 20/20. Absolutely. You look at it. AJ went and fought Ruiz and made 80 million.
Yeah.
There's no way Wilder should be making 120 million for 2 fights when AJ's making 80 million as an opponent.
For one fight. As an opponent. He wasn't even a champ. The champ. That's what I'm saying. Like, Don Shada, like, it just, the business ain't add up. I don't think anybody was ducking anybody at the end of the day. DSG, 6 figures between y'all two, LOL, and they'll throw in Jake Paul Raleigh Town. Hold on. DSG, listen. I ain't say 6 figures between the two of us. I said 6 figures for the both of us.
Of course.
There's a huge difference between the two, brother. I'm not splitting 150,000 with Shane. Damn that. I need my own 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking 200 plus. I need 200 plus. I need 200 plus and all that, man. I need silk sheets, man. I need silk sheets in my hotel room, man.
I need some of that
sheets.
AJ money.
I need some of that AJ bread, man. We our services don't come cheap. That's a fact. Will Stokes said, no, Eddie, don't hire Shane. He's gonna make AJ fight Charr.
I was just saying, funny. Bro, it's a stick-over fight. Obviously, AJ would have knocked Charr out, but it would have given him confidence. He might would have found a bit of like offensive skill in that fight, you know. Yeah, like AJ ain't shown dog in a while. He would have shown dog against Charr because Charr ain't got nothing to hit him with.
He said, Shane, seriously, AJ would stop Charr in 90 seconds. I agree.
I believe that.
Mr. 100 Rounds, one love, Louisiana. Appreciate you, player. DSG Wilder will have to rewire his brain to somewhat get through the Fury trilogy. He made personnel changes off of his own conspiracy theories. He tried to make it black versus white, Orusha versus Jesus. Listen, DSG, here's the thing, bro. Like, and Shane said it. He waited too long to speak up. If he would have said after the fight, listen, I got bicep surgery after the fight. Fury, Fury
in the towel.
Yeah, if he would have stuck with them two, I'd have been cool. The bicep thing was true. The Breland thing, in terms of him, he didn't want Breland to throw in the towel, and he specifically told him not to. I'm cool with that. Even if we disagree, I'm cool with that because that's something personal between him and Breland. That's a personal thing. But everything else, though, he let everything else go for a long time, bro. Like a lot of dudes in the LDBC and all that, it almost seemed the perception was like they were speaking for him. And then when he came out and basically co-signed it, everybody was like, okay, well, they were speaking for him. You understand what I'm saying? So he didn't put himself in the best position to really distance himself from that and just keep it down to the facts. You know, at the end of the day, Don Shatter, he's a good fit for Wilder. I think Malik Scott is a good fit for Wilder. Yeah. If he jumps back in the ring, Malik Scott should be with him. DSG, I hope he is a good actor. That's funny. Don Shatter, he need a Blu-ray or Divine Sense as his strength and conditioning coach. Listen, man. And I'm not even saying this because Don Shatter said I'll be right back. Cool. I will say this though. Coach Padman was correct. He said, yo, take $1 million. Take $1 million and go get yourself the best strength and conditioning team you could possibly find. And just spend 7 figures. He was like, LeBron does it all the time. And I agree with Coach Padman on that. Mr. 100 Rounds fight was over before it started. Fury was in Wilder head since first fight. Second fight, Wilder had to convince himself he was cheated to clear his head from the fact that he was down 2-0 against Fury mental. Yeah, it was more of a mental battle than a physical battle. I mean, Fury definitely, be honest with you, Fury won the mental battle when Wilder gave him the opportunity. He shouldn't have given him the opportunity to begin with.
Because at that point, he made it seem like he needed Fury. And it was the other way around. Right. Just by giving him that fight, you gave off the impression that you needed him.
That you needed him. Exactly. No way Wilder should have came in with no legs, knowing that he was carrying more up top. And even in contrast, he still lacked legs before the weight gain. What is his people's and Wilder himself thinking? Like I said, Rob Acosta said the same thing. We would love to know. I would love to talk to somebody. I would love to talk to Malik or
Can I answer this one?
Go ahead. But
okay, so Jeff
always read the question.
What do you think Wilder could have done differently to win, if anything? So Jeff always talks about tools in the toolbox. So one thing we know for a fact is the first one he was able to establish a jab real well to the body, right hand to the body. He could have varied his punches differently. No, that is something you can teach. You can teach someone how to vary their punch speed. That's easy. That's easy. Bro, just don't throw the jab that hard. Bro, just don't throw the right hand out. You can easily teach that. Vary the punch speed of your power so you can reserve a bit of energy. Another thing is draw the line in the sand. What Jeff said before, which was every time Fury comes forward, just continue throwing. He allowed Fury to step forward, and once he was going in reverse, he didn't have a plan. Okay, in his toolbox, he's never really had great footwork, especially in reverse. So what you could have done is found a way to, instead of going back, hold your feet.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. And those are basic things that, let's be honest, he should have been had that a long time ago, which tells me that he ran every single camp that he's ever been in.
Yeah.
He's ran every single camp he's ever been in. So his lack of tools in the toolbox, he kind of has himself to blame for that. Toshi in the building, he said, "We working, yeah, baby. We working, man. You know what I'm saying? 5 o'clock Monday through Thursday, we working."
I got a point for everybody. Now, there was a time in that fight, I think it was the first round or second round, and I've watched the fight 5 times since Saturday. There was a time in that fight where someone said, I think it was Rob said it, while Fury didn't clinch or hold in the center of the ring. Fury only clinched when he was on the ropes, and that was a fact.
That's 100%
If Wilder
facts.
stayed in the center of that ring and held his feet, what you would have saw is in the first round, there's a time where Fury tried to throw a punch. It didn't land, so he tried to hold Wilder. And Wilder was in the center of the ring. And the clinch was so weak. I'm going to send the video to you guys. It was in the first round. And he put his arms around Wilder. And he just couldn't clinch him properly because he wasn't able to force him back onto the ropes just because of how far the distance was between the rope and where he was. You stand in the center of the ring, you draw a line in the sand, I'm a throw. You cross that line, I'm a throw. You got to walk through my shots.
Right.
When you walk through my shots and you try to clinch, you're so far away from the rope that even that force you apply on me, it's not gonna force me down.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like it's Rob did say that. Big shout out to Rob Acosta, man, strength and conditioning coach for Jerron Boots. And I dropped one clip of Rob Acosta in the live from yesterday. I'm gonna drop probably about 6 or 7 more. That's how many jewels he gave us. So I'm gonna drop that throughout the night. Big shout out to Chris Casey as well, man. He gave us some jewels as well. Mr. 100 Rounds, hope all is safe. May the blessings from God rain on y'all. Respect to you, good brother. Will Stokes said, was Wilder really right to turn down that offer? Look how his career went after that. Fast tracked his retirement. Will, that's hindsight. But that's hindsight.
He just shouldn't have fought Fury. I just never thought he should have fought.
I didn't see the sense in fighting Fury. Period. You look at you, even if he looked at Fury and was just like, yo, that's an easy lick or whatever. At the end of the day, it's a bad style matchup, and it's just like it wouldn't have got him any closer to 50-50 with AJ. Like it's just Kiki laughing.
Eventually, bro, they would have had to pay that money because AJ's purse was going up. AJ's money was going up. AJ's price for other, and AJ, the more that fight goes on, AJ's closer and closer to a loss. So in their mind, you know what? I need to cash out before this dude loses to someone that ain't worth the money that Wilder's worth. Eventually, Wilder would have got that money, bro.
Yeah. Hold on. For me, that was a terrible decision from Wilder and his team. Now he's never gonna make that money, I bet. And also, Joshua was always a more favorable matchup than Fury was. I will say this though. I will say this. Wilder has made real good money with Fury. He's made really good money with Fury, man. Real good money.
You can say Joshua was more favorable than Fury, but Fury had nothing that Wilder wanted. So why am I fighting you? You wasn't even my mandatory. So why would I fight you? You have nothing to bring to the table. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Will Stokes says still think Joshua beats Wilder, but he has a way better chance than against Fury any day. I don't like AJ against anybody at this point.
Well,
I
I
really
like
don't.
AJ. I like AJ. Bro, AJ's got a. Oh, I am such a big AJ retractor right now. After his last, they say you're as good as your last performance. I give AJ 0 out of 10 in his last performance.
Yeah, and then on top
I
of that,
don't think
yo,
AJ done anything good in that fight. I don't think he done anything good in that fight. Literally nothing.
he did one good thing in the fight when he landed that straight right hand against Usyk, and that was the only shot he got in. That was the only shot he got
Even,
in. But
but
even
bro,
against
it's
the
a
southpaw,
boxing
that's
match.
the money
It's
shot
a
you're supposed to
boxing,
throw.
it's a boxing match. Everybody's gonna land a shot, especially when you're the bigger dude. That's definite. But
Yeah,
bro, the amount of things AJ done wrong in that fight. Oh, bro, AJ's just
yeah.
not that dude.
Yeah, Kiki said Wilder basically was damn if he spoke, damn if he didn't. You know what, Kiki, that is true. Just my personal opinion, I would have preferred to hear from the man himself. But you are correct in that he would have caught
He's even
criticism
damned if
regardless.
he's even more damned if he has people speaking for him.
The thing is, Kiki, I would speak for myself before I let Shane speak for me. Shane would speak for himself before he lets me speak for him. Just when you have the option of whether you're going to speak for yourself or you're going to let somebody speak for you, more than likely you should probably speak for
Oh,
yourself.
oh, bro, don't speak at all. Don't wait 6 months for everybody to speak for you, then you speak. If you're gonna not speak, don't speak for the whole time and just
Kiki
let
is
people speculate.
Kiki is
Don't
it's
speak at
pros and
all.
cons. It's pros and cons both ways. I just would have preferred to hear
Because
from
I
him.
agreed with him not speaking at the press conference. I actually thought that was
I
a smart
agree with that.
idea.
Yeah, I agree
But
with that.
you should have not spoken throughout the whole hiatus. You should have said nothing. Just stayed
Yeah,
in complete silence. Because even if people are saying that's excuses that you made, they didn't hear it come out of your
it
mouth.
ain't come out of your mouth exactly. But he would have quoted it either way. I do agree with that. It's just me personally. I would have rather have heard from him. Will said Fury is winning a mental battle against anyone, nothing to do with who
Nope,
gives him the
that's a lie.
opportunity.
That's a
Yeah,
lie. You're winning the mental battle against Usyk because Usyk don't even speak English. So he ain't gonna win that mental battle.
yeah, he definitely not winning that one. That's a fact. Pan Man said, "Remember when I said you need a therapist before, bro? We said that like three
We said
times
that.
in there, man.
We said that a few times in this
Few
live.
times in here, man. We had to give you props to that for sure. Said I'm 5 minutes away from home. I'll text you. All right, I got my phone next to me, bro. Mr. 100 rounds. Yo, these comments is crazy. Hold on a second. Wilder had no head movement, abandoned the jab, and should have worked the body more. Fury head movement is too good to land direct hits, but that body is open.
Answer that.
Let me answer that real quick. So, Mr. 100 rounds, here's the thing. He was going to the body, but he was telegraphing the body shots. You know what I'm saying? They showed him to jab to the body, but they didn't show him how to get out of the way after he get his one shot off. He telegraphed it because he was only throwing the body shot one way. He was throwing the left jab to the body. And he was looking down at the body before he threw it. So he was completely telegraphing it. He was lucky that Fury ain't sit down on something and throw a check hook over the top. He actually got off lucky in the first round. He got off lucky in the first round, and Fury just threw a little baby check hook just to let him know, like, all right, listen, you keep doing that, you're gonna see one of these for real. You know what I'm saying? And then he also said that Wilder didn't have any head movement. Wilder don't his head is
He
always
never
on the
had
line.
head movement.
He never had head movement. His head is always on the line. But when you're a power guy, power punches a lot of times don't keep they keep their head on the line. It's just what it is. Will Stokes, Fury versus White in the UK would be so special. It'll sell a stadium out, I'm sure. Old Trafford would be special for Fury's homecoming.
Yeah, that
Um,
would be a big fight, but it.
yeah,
You know the problem with that fight, and I just don't see that fight happening because Fury just has never really rated White, and American fans don't really rate White neither. Like they don't really
nah,
rate White, and fans give him an excuse not to fight contenders. Oh, I'll beat him anyway, so I don't need to fight. That's a very, very bad attitude to have. Like I even saw someone say the other day, or if I can beat Wilder, then I don't need to fight anyone else. Well, that's a very stupid way to think because you beat Wilder, or you supposedly beat Wilder in your eyes, and fought Otto Wallin and almost lost. So it's not one size fits all. You can't say, well, Wilder's the second best heavyweight, So if I beat him, I don't need to fight no one else. That's a stupid thing to say. That is real stupid to say. That's like saying, oh, Teofimo Lopez, well, I beat Lomachenko, so I don't need to fight Devin Haney. That's very stupid. You can't just, you have to fight contending because everybody's bringing something different to the table.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's 100% facts. I don't disagree with anything you said. Kiki said I went in on folks for speaking for him. I pissed some folks off.
Listen, you were
Yeah.
right
You
for
was
that though.
supposed to. You was correct for that. Kiki laughing. No, you was correct for that. You was correct for that. Like they shouldn't have been. And we all know who. It was just about 3 or 4 that was really speaking for him and really was getting out of pocket. And he really was getting out of pocket. And yeah, Kiki, I mean, I don't know the guys personally, but you probably do. So you were in position to really speak on that. But yeah, there was about 3 or 4 people that was really speaking for Wilder. It seemed like they were speaking for Wilder, and I thought it wasn't cool.
I'm a fan of Wilder inside of the ring, but I don't see how people speaking for you has any benefit for your career.
Yeah,
Dead
I
slim.
just I yeah, I it just it's just and it's just a matter of personal opinion. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. Said I won't cut up today like I did yesterday. My bad, y'all. I just had to say something. Listen, this is your platform. Like seriously, Kiki, this is your platform as well. Like you say what you want. At the end of the day, I don't have no restrictions. Will Stokes Fury fights White next, then 2 or even 3 fights with the other champ, whether that be Usyk or Joshua. A trilogy with AJ will go down in history from the UK point of view.
I'm not confident that they fight White. I'm not confident.
Yeah, I don't think so. Will said then after that, if he still wants to stick around, which I think he will, then he goes after the contenders and the up and comers. At that point, it's becoming legendary status if he does
Fury's
that.
never really been an active fighter though. So you're asking this dude to fight like 2 times, 3 times a year. That's not his style.
Yeah, that's not happening, bro. Like that's not happening at all. Um, Kiki said, "Nope, I don't know them." Oh, okay, okay, fair enough. But you still went off on them though. Like that's the main thing. You went off on them. That's all that matters. Will Stokes, providing he beats those guys, of course. Will, you have real lofty expectations for Fury. Your expectations for Fury might be more than what Fury actually expects of himself. Said Fury fought 3 times in 12
Oh
months,
my
literally two
God.
years ago.
You are not talking about when he fought Sefer Safiri and Francesco
Yes,
Pianetta.
he is. Go get him, Shane.
Bro, those were not even fights. Those were not even fights, bro. Those were not even fights. I mean, he fought Tom Schwartz, Otto Wallin. Otto Wallin was a good fight, but Tom Schwartz was just a bum fight. And he fought Wilder the February after, so that doesn't count. But I'm assuming you're talking about when he fought Wilder, Sefer Safiri, and Francesco Pianetta. Bro, those are some real bum fights. What if he said no, I'm not. So what if you're not talking about those fights? What fights are you talking about? I'm assuming you're talking about when he's fought Tom Schwartz, Otto Wallin, and Deontay Wilder. Tom Schwartz was a bum fight, so that doesn't even count. That he was literally found out of obscurity, and Otto Wallin was an unknown quantity whose claim to fame was cutting Fury. So before the fight, Otto Wallin wasn't even someone people wanted even to see him fight. No one even wanted to see him fight Otto Wallin. It's just that Otto Wallin was better than what we expected. But we didn't know that from before. So that was supposed to be another bum fight, but it just turned out not to be.
Yeah, that was a bum fight that went wrong in their eyes. Uh, Kiki said, "I said everybody needs to shut the hell up and wait for him to speak." Then folks got mad when he spoke. Like, damn, why is he the only person that folks seem to get mad when he speaks?
I think it's because of what he says that makes people get pissed off.
I think it's what he said. I don't even think it's the fact that he said anything. It was Kiki. You gotta think about it like this. So he goes months. What? So let me explain it this way. So Wilder went months without saying anything, which goes completely against his character. Goes completely against his character. Like you've never seen Wilder silent. Like he's always talking positivity. Like he's always talking the way you want your heavyweights to talk. You understand what I'm saying? So he went silent, and that just goes against him. Period. So that was the first thing. But then when he decided to speak, you didn't even he didn't even speak his own words. He really just repeated what the three or four people that were speaking for him was saying. So he didn't even speak his own words. That's where it was just like, damn, you gonna wait 6+ months, bro, and just to repeat what that man said. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's where the problem was. And I'm talking about Kiki. I'm talking about for me personally. For me personally, I'm not gonna wait months and not speak, and then the first time I speak, I go quote another man's comment. Nah, not happening. Not happening. And then when he did the PBC interview, and you can tell they were told not to ask him certain questions. The only thing he talked about in that interview was the bicep. That's all he talked about. That was it.
He done
That
that interview with 78 as well.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He did the interview with 78, but a lot of those guys are speaking for him. You know what I'm saying? The perception was they were speaking for him. You know what I'm saying? And then he basically quoted everything that they said the first time he spoke, which gave the perception that they were speaking for him. And I'm just like, that's not Wilder's persona. He don't let anybody speak for him, but after he lost, he let other people speak for him. I personally, it just went against the reputation that he set for himself. You know what I'm saying? It went against it, and people can feel different. That's cool. I ain't got no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? That's just my own personal feeling. Will Stokes said he fought Wilder December 2018, then Schwartz June 2019, then Wilder in September 2019, then Wilder February 2020. 4 fights in 14 months.
Okay, well, Tom Schwartz was a bum fight. Wallin was supposed to be a bum fight, and he fought Wilder.
Say what you want about the guys he fought, but you can't say that
Okay,
ain't
so
negative.
I'll explain why that's a very stupid thing to say, because earlier in this live you had him fighting all of these contenders. When have you seen him fight contender after contender? And if you didn't know, he had the opportunity after the White the Wilder first fight to fight Dylan White um when the WBC mandated it, but he decided to fight Tom Schwartz. So
Shane said Kiki laughed and said, Shane face, your face looked disgusted, bro.
bro, it's stupid. Like, to me, Tyson Fury doesn't fight contenders. Like, it's not something that he does. He fought Wilder. Wallin wasn't supposed to be a contender. He was a contender because his claim to fame was fighting Fury. That was his claim to fame. He didn't.
Yeah,
He was an unknown, obscure fighter before that. So,
that's a fact.
so while Fury's not known for fighting top contenders, if you think about it, and this is me being dead serious, I think Dylan White's got more names than Fury.
Yeah, he got way more names, bodies on his resume than Fury do. That's a fact. That's a fact. Will said, yeah, it's true, but look now, he's starting his championship reign. Let's see where he goes. Yeah, that's
He
all you
was
can really say.
champion before.
Yeah.
He was champion against Klitschko.
He was champion against Klitschko, and he took a hiatus. He was champion against Wilder, and it took arbitration for him to get his shot. So, so
And bro,
Will, go ahead, go ahead,
bro.
Shane.
Wait,
Go
bro.
ahead, Shane.
This is my more proof. I'm so glad you said that, bro. Last Christmas, and this is out of Fury's mouth. When he was looking for an opponent, trying to avoid Wilder, who was he looking to fight? Caballo. He wasn't looking to fight another top 10 contender, bro. That is out of his own mouth. So when does this dude actually fight contenders? He was looking to
Will,
fight Caballo. That's a
Will,
fact.
You gotta come back, bro. You gotta come back. He said, yeah, it was the mental health though. After Klitschko, can't
Or less
blame
of
that.
that, it was more the fact that he failed a drugs test for the Hammer fight,
That
and
drug
then
test was coming, bro. I,
he knew all of that stuff was going on. Him and Huey Fury, who somehow uh, got banned but was still allowed to fight during the ban, and he fought
I,
for a world title, bro.
yo, listen,
Oh my god!
literally, Shane, correct me if I'm wrong. I was the only person on
I think
YouTube.
you're still the only person.
I'm the
I think
only
you're
person
still the only
on.
person.
I'm the only person on YouTube to say how did Huey Fury get quote unquote suspended, and he came back to fight a championship fight in his first fight back.
and he
And
didn't get banned.
he didn't get banned. He didn't
Fury
get
took a
banned. It wasn't
2-year,
backdated. None of that.
2-year backdated suspension. Where was Fury's 2-year?
It
Because
wasn't.
in that time, when Fury was 400 pounds, Fury fought Joseph Parker for the WBO title.
Absolutely. So that's why I said I still got that video up somewhere. I
Yeah,
gotta pull
it
that out
should
the
be there. It
archives.
should be there, bro.
I gotta pull that out the archives. I'm the only one on YouTube to mention that. I'm still the only one on YouTube to mention that. So yeah, Will, you gotta come a little better than that one, baby. He said, "Oh, I read that one. Hold on." Kiki hiatus. We know what he was doing. High as a kite. What mental health facility was he at? That's a good question.
Bro, all of this mental health stuff is just verbal, bro. What? Okay, let's not take people's word for it. What do we know for a fact? We know this dude failed a drugs test. Then we know he failed another drugs test for cocaine and stuff. We know this dude didn't fight Klitschko, even though he was contractually obligated to fight Klitschko. And we know he spent 2 years out of the ring. And we know he accepted a 2-year suspension.
Shay,
so
hold on.
that's what
Shay,
we know. Forget all of this verbal,
Shay,
bro.
hold on, Shay. Hold on, Shay. Conrad said Will got his Fury pajamas on.
That's a fact. Bro, Will, dick riding ain't a great form of transportation. Dick riding is not a great form of transportation.
Yeah.
You can ride a bike, you can drive a car, but dick riding ain't a great form of transportation.
And words of my man BoxingFirst Vlog, dick riding is not a good form of transportation. Wilson said, Kiki, you can't actually be suggesting the mental health thing was fake. Hey, Will, man. Come on. Hey, Will, come on, Will. Will, come on,
of course,
man.
I'm suggesting that, bro.
On, Will.
Bro,
he said, LOL,
you can't
Conrad.
take a dude's word for it just off word.
Hold on. Will said, Conrad, LOL, Conrad. If that's the case, the Kiki and all these people got their Wilder pajamas on. Hey, listen, they hold on. Will Stokes, what was the facility? No pajamas. We talking about Wilder. Would you like to talk about Spence or anybody else?
No, Kiki, let me put it this way, yeah. Any British fighter Will loves, literally will die for. I'll tell you, bro. I've seen British fighters go into fights that I know they're gonna lose. Will still supports this dude. Will still support them. Like I remember the Liam Williams fight. This dude was one of the Williams is gonna beat Andre. This guy was one of the biggest. He's one of the biggest British fans I know on YouTube. Trust me. So Will's pretty consistent. He will support any British fighter. But the truth is, bro, let's not just take Fury's word for it, because Fury's known to lie. And
Lord knows, yes, sir, yes.
And this dude was on drugs, which we know for a fact. He failed a drug test before the Hammer fight, didn't get a suspension. Failed the drug test during the Klitschko for taking cocaine or whatever. Then he took 2 years out of the ring, bro. I ain't blaming that on no mental health, bro. I'm blaming the fact that this dude is just not he's just not clean. Like he was on the coke.
Yeah, it was Tony Montana. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I read that one. Kiki, I assume you don't know much about mental health. Mental health doesn't mean you go straight to a facility. Will Stokes, this is the thing, bro. We don't believe him. Period. Shane killing it tonight. Yeah, Shane always.
There's no proof to tell me that this guy had mental health. What proof is there? There was
Conrad.
no proof.
Hey, Conrad, it's hoodie Tuesdays, man. You know, when the hoodie come out, man, you know what I'm saying?
And you know the funniest thing, bro? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's say Fury didn't have mental health. Fury still would have got banned, bro. He still would have got banned for 2 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Make a difference.
It don't make a difference. Hey, Will, you got to answer that, bro. Because if he wouldn't have had mental health, he'd have been gone for 2 years, yo. It'd have been a 2-year ban. Regardless. So he had to say something like that. But he still sat out. He still sat out, bro.
Let me tell you how Fury's a mastermind. No one ever talks about the fact that this dude failed a drug test, because all of a sudden he uses this mental health to distract everybody from the fact that this dude failed a drugs test, bro. He failed a drugs test and he
Nobody
would have
talks
been out
about it.
for 2 years. But
Nobody talks
because
about it.
of this mental health, nobody talks about that. No,
So
when the last time people called him a drug cheat or anything?
here's the thing. Nobody's saying that, like the man wasn't going through whatever. What we're saying is the reason why he took a hiatus is because he knew the 2-year ban was coming. That's
That's
what
what
we're
I
saying.
believe.
That's
That's
what we're saying.
and he
I
used the mental health to cover up the
but
fact that people. Okay, let's
you
say
was
this.
getting ready to get a 2-year ban. You was getting ready to get
If
a 2-year ban.
let's put
That's a
it this way,
fact.
bro. Let's put it this way, Will Stokes. Let's say he didn't go through mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody now would have called him a drug cheat
Right.
or would have labeled him a drug cheat. But because he's using this mental health thing now, oh, nobody remembers that this guy for the drugs test.
Right.
I'm not even a Fury hater. I'm just stating
That's
facts.
a facts. That's a facts. Will, that's the facts. And you be dodging stuff when it come down to you be dodging stuff when it be coming down to Fury, man. Like that's a fact. Like he had a 2-year ban coming. You know that, I know that, Shane know that, everybody else know that. He had a 2-year ban coming. He had a decision to make. He was gonna come up with something else to put himself on a hiatus, or they were gonna put him on a hiatus. Either way, it was gonna be a 2-year hiatus. You understand what I'm saying? So T20 says salute. What's going on with you, player? My guy Matt, what's going on? Hey Matt, I hope my man Fats middle that bet. You know what I'm talking about. Will Stokes' mental health has had a very big role in and around my life, so I know the damage it does. When I hear Fury talk, is too real to discount. So let me hold on. Let me go here, Shane.
By the
Let
way,
me.
I'm not saying that mental health isn't real. Don't
Yeah,
ever
no, no,
think
no,
I'm
no.
saying that.
Yeah,
I'm
we
definitely not
will.
saying that.
Well, we not saying that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not saying that at all. But your situation and somebody else's situation versus Fury situation is different. So let's say, hold on. So Will, let me break it down to you this way. Did he have mental health issues before the Klitschko fight? Did he have mental issues before the Klitschko fight? Did
It's
he
just
have mental issues directly after the Klitschko fight? No, he
it's just
didn't.
convenient
Real
that when he
convenient.
knew that he was gonna get banned, oh, I have mental health issues and I've taken all of these cocaine and drugs. I'm going through depression. I'm quitting from boxing. I'm retiring. So convenient, just so he doesn't get banned.
It's the timing of it is a little suspect. Will Kiki
So
being a
suspect.
dope fiend, being a dope fiend. Hold on, I gotta stop everything, man. I got a special guest in the building. My guy, Ivan Robinson is in the building. My guy, what's going on, bro?
Nothing, fam. What's good with you?
Everything cool. First of all, before we even get started, man, I know you got inducted into the Atlantic City Hall of Fame.
Oh,
You know what I'm
come
saying?
on,
Big
man.
shout out to you.
Thank you.
Um, listen, hey coach, we got to get your opinion, man. Wilder Fury, talk to us.
I never did like I never did like Wilder. Um,
Mm.
and Tyson Fury was just a better fighter, the better boxer.
Did you think the 238 was too heavy, coach?
For Wilder,
Mm-hmm.
it could have not been, but I mean, Malik Scott is from Philly. That's my man. He
Mm-hmm.
he knows he knows the blueprint when it comes to the boxing area. He should have let Wilder feel comfortable at whatever weight he felt comfortable at, and just went out there and did what he had to do. I thought Wilder did too much of thinking about taking Fury out, thinking about boxing him and hitting him with combinations because Wilder didn't throw no combinations at all. And then
Yeah.
first of all, his defense is, excuse my expression, is shitty. His defense is shot, dog.
Yeah. Coach, it was crazy because he looked, me personally, he looked tired after round one. He looked tired at the round one. I know Sugar said at the round one that it looked like he was getting tired. I thought he was completely tired at the round three. Like he did like did it look like he was real tired early to you, coach?
Yeah, he did look like he was tired. one thing, one thing from a boxer's perspective, um, you can't really be taking no punishment like that. And I think Ferry weighed like 290.
He probably came into the ring. He came in at 277, but he probably
Yeah,
rehydrated. He probably was around 285 or something like
yeah,
that.
that was just too big for Ferry. I mean for Wilder. And then I don't understand what type of training he was doing. I really don't understand the type of training he has when he training. Like I followed him for the first time, and I'm not into really following a lot of fighters. That's why I don't know a lot of fighters right offhand.
Right,
But if I really know him and respect him and I like him, like for instance, Jerron Ennis trained right around the corner from me, and
right,
me, his dad, and his brothers are like the best of friends. So I see Boots train all the time, and I love his training habits and the things that he do, the things that his dad does with him and his brothers, let alone. Um, I didn't see nothing that Wilder did to really prep for that fight. I mean, when I was fighting, like when I fought on HBO, they showed clips of me training, they showed clips of me doing exercise, and they showed clips of me sparring. I didn't see one sparring session with Wilder at all. So I mean, like, what kind of sparring was he getting?
Can I ask you a question? Because
Sure.
when I look at that fight, it seemed like he had no answer for when Fury went on the front foot. He just took steps back and back and back. What would you have done to prepare him for his reverse game in ways of how to improve his footwork going backwards and his skills going backwards? What would you have done?
One thing about me, I wouldn't have had him fighting off his back foot, but knowing that he throws his right hand so much, when he was moving back, he wouldn't have been going straight back. He would have been turning. Because as you
Okay,
notice, all Ferry did was come straight down the line,
straight.
straight down the
Yeah.
line. He didn't do no angles. He didn't take no angles. He didn't try to shift. He didn't try to do anything. So he was definitely in position to get hit with a right hand. But I would have had Wilder turning Ferry all night long, and also I would have had Wilder going to Ferry's body early. He went to the body early with a jab, but you can't beat nobody with a jab to the body, man. I mean, you might catch him off guard running there. You poke him to the body with a jab. But with Wilder right hand so deadly and powerful, I would have had Wilder throwing that right hand in all different angles, all different positions.
hey,
While
hey,
Tyson Fury wouldn't have never got away from that right
hey, coach,
That's what
coach.
Rob was saying. Like
Hold on,
punch
Shane.
the right into the body.
Hold on, Shane. Hey, coach.
yes, sir.
Shane put a video out. What was that, about like a month or two ago?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Every time Wilder threw a right hand, Fury took a step back. He either blocked or took a step back. And Shane said, "Yo, like I'm having Wilder through the right hand all night long." So it's crazy hearing it from you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd have been throwing the right hand like 30, 40 times around, bro.
And
The
also,
angles, it's just like different. Like
Angles.
this,
he was throwing it
look,
just straight,
one
same place.
right, and one thing you gotta understand too, about boxers. You gotta look at. I mean, excuse me. For me, like for instance, I was on an interview last night. Um, I didn't watch any fights of my fighters. I let my dad and my trainer watch all the fights of the guys that I was fighting. The
Mm.
only fight that I watched of my opponent and it got me in trouble was Arturo Gatti. But I didn't really worry about too much of Arturo Gatti because I knew Gatti was a puncher. He couldn't do nothing with my speed, and then let alone I gave him angles all night long.
Yeah, I
So
remember that
if
fight.
if Wilder would have gave Ferry angles, he would have hurt him all night. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of crazy because I'm sitting here thinking that when a fighter loses or a fighter look bad, they don't never uh, get on a fighter. It's always the trainer.
That's a
That
fact.
that's the
I've been
first
saying
person.
that.
That's the first person that they blame. But you know what? To be honest with you, I don't care. I don't care if I do care. Don't get me wrong. I do care if my fighter lose, but 9 times out of 10, my fighter don't lose. I'm not saying I'm a great trainer, not like that, but I do my homework. My thing
Right.
is, if my fighter loses, he loses because of the simple fact he does not do what I asked him to do. Like I just had a gentleman fight the same night Wilder fought, and he fought to a draw. Why he fought to a draw? Because he did nothing I asked him to do, or nothing we did
Yeah.
6 weeks in camp.
I
No,
actually seen that fight today too.
Can I ask you a question as well? Because
go ahead.
I did get the impression that a lot
Uh-huh.
of the instructions that Malik was giving Wilder was
Hold.
struggling.
Let me interrupt you for a minute. You said all the instructions Malik was giving him.
I said a lot of the instructions Wilder was struggling to understand or
Oh yeah,
struggling
because
to manifest.
he wasn't giving that man no instructions. I couldn't even hear him for real.
You think
Yeah.
so?
I'm trying to fit. All right, well, you tell me what round do you really say that you can hear Malik telling Wilder to do something that you know as a fighter or as a trainer that is going to help him. I didn't hear him say anything. Only thing I heard him say was that what he said something about, and it was pertaining to his right hand. I didn't hear him say nothing about throw an uppercut. I didn't hear him
No,
say
I
throw
didn't
a
hear
hook.
that. I didn't hear
I ain't
that.
hear
I
none of
didn't hear
that.
that. I
And
didn't hear
you
that.
know what, Coach, and I say this all the time on the channel. A trainer can only do with so much. It depends on what tools the fighter got in the toolbox, and if they do listen. I'm like, Wilder has been the alpha dog in all of his camps his whole career, and you can't bring a trainer in that's a disciplinarian because he's not going to respond to that. So
Well,
Malik Scott probably was a good fit for him, but the thing is, I've watched him in fights with Breland and Dees where they didn't say a word to him. They gave him his water and sent him back out there. You know what I'm saying?
why?
So
Why? Because all he was doing was landing that right hand and knocking everybody out. Look,
Facts.
I asked my dad, and a lot of people probably don't know my dad, and then some people too. James Robinson, he was with me my whole career, but my dad taught me the basics and the fundamental of boxing. Now I'm gonna ask you the same thing too, Shane. How many? And don't just off the top of your head, don't even think about it. How many punches is there really in boxing? Yeah,
I'll see. I'll say
huh.
four.
You
Four.
say how many?
Four.
Okay, my man. Which are they?
Jab, hook, uppercut. I'll say
That's
straight
it.
right.
That's it.
That's it, my man. That's it. So why didn't Wilder throw a hook? Why didn't Wilder go to the body?
I don't know.
Why didn't Wilder block a goddamn shot?
Bro, hey, coach,
Yo,
the shot that Fury got the knockdown with,
which one?
yo, the first one, the third round. Yo,
He
when I
didn't.
say that was like it looked like it was in slow motion. Wilder hook was so slow. It was so easy for Fury to get underneath it. And then his whole face was just like hit me.
I'm
Like his
fine.
hands was down.
Yeah.
His whole
Fine.
face was like hit me. And even if Fury didn't want to throw the shot, his Wilder face is just right there. Like it was crazy.
Literally,
Bro.
Wilder caught a lot of shots with his face in that
He
fight.
caught a lot of shots with his face.
Right, and that's another thing. Where was his trainers at? In camp time, like I have a camp. My kid, not fair, Charles. He's
Big shout out
7
to
and
Not Fair. That's my guy.
he's 7-0 with one draw with 6 knockouts. We go over tapes all the time. If I don't go over tapes, his dad is mean when it comes to looking for his opponents and pulling up stuff on his opponent. I don't care. Not fair is a professional. I'm a / professional old trainer now,
Right.
but I still teach the basics. And my punches that I always teach are always the jab, the right hand, and the hook. I don't care if the fighter has a great arsenal or if the guy has a big knockout punch and we fighting him. I guarantee you're gonna see my fighters throwing them 3 punches all day long. He could have hit Fury with a hook all night long. He never threw it. Why didn't he go watch the tapes of his first fight? When he had him out, but they let Fury get up. You see he threw the right hand, and after the right hand, what he threw that big left hook. I didn't see that at all in the fight Saturday at all.
Yeah.
You gotta stick with what you do best. And I guess Wilder did stick with what he do best. He kept on that damn right hand.
Yeah. Hey, coach, did it seem like his camp with Wilder camp with Malik Scott was more of a camp to kind of getting mentally right than anything else? It looked like they just didn't work on anything technically. It seemed like it was more just to get him mentally ready. Did you get that sense?
I got that sense, and also the sense that I don't have for a lot of fighters, especially guys like Wilder, Fury. Uh, I can't really say Earl Spence, and I can't say Terrence Crawford, and I definitely can't say Boots, Teron Ennis. You making great money. This money is not money that you feel as though that you're ever going to lose or that it's not going to be it's not going to be worth your time. All that money that Wilder made, why couldn't he just take and divide his team? Get him a conditioning coach, get him a goddamn strength and conditioning
That's what
guy.
Justin
Hey,
said. That's what
You know
hey,
what I'm saying?
Justin just
hey,
said.
hey, coach. I don't know if you know him, Coach Padman McGriff out of Vegas. He
He's
literally
in the chat
said that
right now. He's in the
he
chat right now.
yeah, he literally said that on camera. He was just like, bro, like take $1 million, go get the nicest strength and conditioning coach you can find or strength and conditioning team you can find, like LeBron does it. Like I just coach, coach, I went back and forth on who was gonna win the fight. Shane went back and forth on who was gonna win the fight. I don't
Really?
make my official predictions until the weigh-in. Once I seen 238, I was just like, nah. I was like, I don't like that 238. I was like, he need his legs. He need his legs. I didn't like it at
Well,
all, coach.
well, I think he could have done he could have done better than what he did, but I don't think he hired a strength and conditioning coach. I don't I don't think he went out his way to do the necessary things to get him what he needed. You know what I'm saying? Because like for instance, me and I never ever touched a weight in my life. My dad didn't like me touching weights.
Really?
This was around the time bands was just coming in.
Right.
My dad went out and got me a conditioning coach that worked with me with nothing but bands. We did a lot of running. We did a lot of sprints. We did a lot of step work. I did a lot of push-ups. I did pull-ups. And for the first time and probably in my whole career, if you look at me, that's probably the best fit I ever looked between the Gaddy fight, the Angel Manfredi fight, and the Antonio Diaz fight. I was
We
definitely
we
cut for those
need we need to
fights.
obviously get you to have like a proper sit down interview with you, like proper, not about any fight other than just your career. We need to do that definitely. We need to arrange that. But one of the reasons why I know that you're from a different cloth, from a like in terms of your mind, because you brought up something that I haven't really heard much people talk about, which is how important what you would have done as a coach to address Fury Wilder's lack of footwork. And you spoke about how you would have made him turn him every single
Yeah.
turn him all night. But looking at Wilder's never really shown us that he can do that. So how would you have got that out of a dude who's never really shown that?
All right. Well, first of all, let me get to that. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But one thing about me, I'm a coach. Yes, I'm not the greatest coach in the world. I want to be the greatest coach in the world. I care less if anybody ever make me be the better. I mean, anybody ever say that I'm the best coach in the world. I really don't care if anybody ever say I was the best boxer in the world or best fight. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that you guys right here can call me and say, Ivan, I want you on my show. Come talk to me about such. That's all that matters to me. But what makes me different than the average trainer? I'm I'm about basics. You know what I'm saying? Uh, from my understanding, what I heard on TV Saturday night, they said Wilder camp muffle Fury camp was what, like 20 months or something like
Oh,
that, because they kept
oh,
kept postponing the fight. So within that time, I would have went and strategized a game plan for Wilder. You know what? Wilder wouldn't have never stepped foot in a boxing gym for about 2 months far as training with me,
okay.
as far as like boxing technique, he would have went strictly straight condition. I would have had that Joker running hills. He would have been running early in the morning. He would have ran at least twice a day.
Road work.
He would have did conditioning for an hour a day. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that you have to sit down and strategize about. And that's something I was just telling my fighters yesterday. I had a meeting with them. Fighters have too much on their agenda, man. They want to be boxers, then they want to be dads, then they want to be businessmen, then they want to be pimps. Man, you can't, man. This boxing thing, man. You can only be a boxer, man. Seriously, dog. You know, he be a boxer.
I just
Hey,
want to say that you said you always want an opportunity. By the way, you always have an opportunity to jump on live because
Oh
this
yeah, that's a
channel,
definite. You got the
personally,
red
we
carpet.
actually rather speak to coaches than fights.
Right.
Because we rather speak to coaches than fighters. I think we've had more coaches on this channel. Jeff went to a gym. He went to Boots' gym, and he spoke to coach. He didn't speak to no fighters. He spoke to the coach because
Right.
that's it.
Hey,
We want to talk boxing.
Because
hey, coach.
I think fighters getting their feelings like women, man, and it's just crazy, dog.
That's a fact. Hey, coach. I literally went to Boots Gym and Jamil took me to the gym. YSM Sports Media. Big shout out to him. He took me to the gym and it was funny because it's Cool Boy Steph is there.
He got everybody.
He
Yeah.
got everybody. Everybody's in there, right? So the only person I talked to is Boots Strength and Conditioning Coach Rob Acosta.
Rob,
Me and him, he was on yesterday, and
yeah, I seen
we
that.
literally was chopping it up for about a good hour and a half. Like
Next time I'm in Philly, I was in Philly last month. Next time I'm in Philly, Jeff, you need to make me
yeah,
meet
we
Aaron
pulling up.
Rodgers.
Yeah, we pull next time Shane come back.
The first
We
time,
pulling up.
as soon as I came, I asked for Nafair. I said, where's Nafair? When I came to Philly, I asked for Nafair, but I don't think he was in Philly at the time. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
It's great, but we rather talk to coaches than fighters,
But see,
to be honest.
Yeah, but see, fight. I don't like. I tell my fighters, this is not a game, so I can't say the fight game. I just say boxing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to talk to legends, and like in Philly right now, honestly, there's no legends. Trainers. There's only maybe.
It's you and Bozy.
I'm not.
It's you,
Nah,
Bozy, and Rel. You, Bozy, and Rel. You, Bozy, and Rel.
Okay, I appreciate that, but I'm gonna take it to this point. Me and Rel not legends. We just getting our ass in the mix. The legend is fucking Bozy. Bozy teaches boxing. Bozy takes step by step like I do. Like if a kid, I don't care if a kid is 25-0 with 19 knockouts, he been knocking everybody out, and he mess around and he got a big fight coming up, but they see something different in him that he should be doing, and he come to me, and I got at least an 8-week camp with him. Guess what? That joke gonna be working on his right hand all day. I'm gonna tie that left hand up, and all that joke gonna do, he gonna throw that right hand so much that he might not even want to fight because he gonna think he ain't gonna be there no more. Those are the things that you have. Those are the things you got. Those are the things you gotta do, man. Because fighters get into a mode where they comfortable, like Wilder. Wilder got so much into the comfortability of every time he threw that right hand and he landed it, they wasn't gonna be standing around. Dog, what's gonna happen when you hit a joker and he don't move? Then what you gonna do? Do you know how to jab? Do you know how to move? Do you know how to slip? Do you know how to slide? Matter of fact, do you even know how to tie up? So
Crazy.
it definitely is.
Go ahead, Shane. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say to you that you had comments, but what's it called? I don't know if you know Padman McGriffey. He's a coach in Las Vegas, but he was saying to you that he was basically saluting you in the chat because he's another coach. He coaches in.
Okay.
He was coach.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
He's a coach in Mayweather's gym. You probably try to get him on tomorrow because today's probably late, but we'll probably try to get him on tomorrow, Jeff.
Who talking about?
Padman.
Oh, Padman. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to him in a minute. Hey, coach, man, but we're not gonna hold you anymore, man. Like,
I mean, it's all good. I actually before when I talked to you earlier, I was just leaving the gym to come home. So I mean, if you want to talk, we can talk. I ain't doing that.
Listen, if I would love to get you and Not Fair on at the same time, because Not Fair is one of them guys, man. Like I feel like he could be kind of just one of the pillars of the city. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead, Shane.
Well, excuse me for cutting you off. How you gonna put a fighter on your podcast that don't talk? That nigga don't say nothing.
Hold on. Hey, hold on. Hey, coach.
He don't say nothing, man.
Coach, listen. Shane asked Chris yesterday. He said, "Yo," he was just like, "Why Not Fair don't smile?" Like he don't smile.
He don't do nothing, dog, and that scares me.
Yo, You know the
That
thing.
Joker don't do nothing.
Listen, he did an
This guy's
interview
literally
with.
just like a wax figure. Literally just eyes still. This guy don't even blink. He don't even
Yo,
blink.
He don't do nothing.
Yo, the thing that's crazy, he did an interview with Stay Ready. He did an interview with Stay Ready Boxing. And I said it was another kid that I interviewed from out of Iowa that's probably just as quiet as Not Fear is. And I literally had to get him on with somebody else to really get something out, like to get something out of it. That's why I said I need you and Not Fear to be on
You
over him and
deserve a
Chris.
live for yourself. Like, not just, we're talking about Wilder right now, but we would actually want to
Yeah,
talk to you about
we
your
wanna
career
we wanna
specifically to get
so
the Wilder and Fury stuff.
hey coach,
Okay.
what we gonna do? So it's we want to have you on when we're specifically talking about you, like your career, what you're doing
Okay.
as a trainer, your fighters, things like that. We actually, it's crazy I'm even talking to you right now because I actually talked to Angel Man Freddie last night. I talked to Angel last night, so he's supposed to be jumping on as well. Kelly Pavlik. We reaching out to the legends. We
The
reaching out
vets,
Okay.
to
Yeah.
the
We
sport.
was just all
The
we was
vets.
just all together in August down in Atlantic City.
Yeah. I seen that, man, and that
Yeah,
was
that
a
was good.
big look. And just people don't realize like Atlantic City was like the one of the two
Man, that was
pillars
a
of
Mecca.
boxing. That was the
Yeah, that
Mecca.
was exactly. That was the Mecca back then. And I'm proud and I appreciate main events for putting me on down Atlantic City. And definitely shouts out to Atlantic City because Atlantic City is my second home, man. And then Larry Hazard, you know what I'm saying? Every time, I was to fight, I got approval from Larry to come down there and fight, man. And it was just lovely, man.
Yeah, man, it was lovely, man. But coach, we gonna get them up out of here, man.
but
Share the
those
bush.
in the comment section, though, those in the comment section, when we do get Ivan on, um, make sure you have your questions ready for him because he's a
Yeah,
legend. He's gonna drop so much jewels. So
Hey
one of the
Shay,
things,
hey Shay,
yeah.
did you ever box?
My brother did, but I'm still young. Just for fun,
Uh,
not like professionally enough, just for
all
fun.
right, all right. Well, stop that, man. You ain't gotta give me all that kudos like that. I'm good.
yo, but listen, hey, coach,
No, but
hey,
bro,
coach,
What's up?
we feel that
I'm
way
a
for
I'm
real
a
though.
I'm a real
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I'm a
real talk.
real student. Like, I actually love listening. Like, when I was in Rose gym or Bosey's gym,
Uh-huh.
listening to these dudes, I was in awe. Like, literally standing next to them, I just felt not starstruck, but like, oh my gosh, I was in the presence of such a great mind. So when I speak to certain people, especially of someone of your like experience, I just want to shut up and listen because I have
Right.
nothing to bring to the table other than questions.
Facts. That's
Oh,
100%.
that's good. I mean, that's good. I mean, I don't mind answering questions, but everybody always say I'm too modest and too quiet. Hey, man, that's just me. Like when I was coming up, all these guys now, like, guy asked me last night, like, do I feel as though that Javante Davis and uh Telefimo and David Henny, what's the other one? And Lomachenko. How would they fare with us in our time in that weight division? And I had to tell them, like, look, we all cut from a different cloth. I don't even think that those guys would have been able to even subsidize to do any of those things that they're doing now. We wouldn't allow them to do that. All this check hooking stuff, and we wouldn't have never gave them opportunities to throw those shots.
Right.
Like Wilder, he got a good right hand. I would have taught Ferry, and I didn't understand it. The second fight, Ferry moved his head a lot,
Right.
so Wilder couldn't hit him. Why wouldn't you go into a third fight, second fight, fourth fight with the same guy you going to fight again and
Right.
do something totally different? Stick with what you do. Just make it better. Just work on it better. And the only thing that I was always told was that work is the best option of what you need to do. Repetition. Do it over and over and over again until you get it in your head that it comes automatic. You messing around moving your head for no reason. A guy feint at you, you move your head. I didn't see Ferry throw one feint in that fight. One. He didn't make Ferry jump out his boots not one time.
Yeah.
And I think he was a sucker for it. I
Yeah.
really do.
It's so many things that I felt like he could have done. I just think the camp that he had, it really just wasn't about technical stuff, and it should have been. But I think Wilder runs all his camps. I think Wilder run all his camps. So I mean,
And
people can't expect for him to have a different camp than what he usually does. I don't think it was ever about technical stuff.
There's an air of comfortability in that gym. Like
Yeah,
he
the
like
comfortability is real high, and it shouldn't be comfortable.
and
Right.
that's what I was saying earlier when y'all guys asked me that, and I was saying that your coach has to be sturdy. Your coach has to be strong and hard. Like with me, of course I'm the oldest fighter. I'm the oldest trainer, although I'm just 50, but I'm the oldest trainer in my camp. I run my camp with Not Fair. I run my camp with Hakeem, Harmon. You know, I run that camp. Though
Right.
they don't run me. They don't tell me what they coming in to do. No, I got it already laid out. When you come in the gym, first thing you do, you give me 30 minutes on the road, or you running 6 miles. Then after you come in the gym, once you get in the gym, I got another guy named Derek Bernie. Fast. He's a coach.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
do nothing but take a half an hour, but stretching them, making
Mhm.
sure they loose. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that I do. I can't have my fighter running me and telling me what to do, because if
Right.
that's the case, then I don't need to be there.
You don't need to be there. Facts.
Right.
Facts. Go ahead, Shane.
I'll give you a good story about that. When I went into Bosey's gym, yeah, there's a funny dude. Like, I didn't, because in Britain, our culture is so different.
Right.
You guys' gym is way more together. But Bosey,
Right.
he was literally like, this is my place, and
Right.
everybody here is gonna listen to me. I've
That's
never
how he. That's
seen
how he
that.
always. That's
I've
how.
never
That's how it
seen that
always
before.
been.
I've never
But
seen that before.
he's the top trainer in the world. I mean, who wouldn't listen to him? I mean, because you take a guy like Steph Fulton, who's, I don't know, I can't remember if he a lightweight, welterweight, a featherweight,
122. 122.
122.
Yeah.
He left his gym where he was at to come to Bosey's gym. So what does that tell you right there?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's the main thing of it. It's just like all three of us, as us being men, we run our house. Although, you know, I don't
Yeah.
override my wife or nothing like that. But
Right.
basically, I'm the man in the house. So
Right.
when I go to the gym, when I'm at Kingdom, I'm the coach of the gym. Everybody refers to me to, what you do, coach. Just that, even though I still had 3 other coaches in there, and I'm not the guy that I feel as though I'm any better than anybody else, but I am the man with all the experience. So,
But you the
you
alpha
know,
dog. You the
nah,
alpha
no, I'm
dog
not.
in
No, I'm not. I'm the little puppy, man. I'm still trying to eat. I'm still trying to eat big meals, man.
there. I feel that, man. I feel that. Hey, coach, man. But we
What's up?
gonna I'm gonna get with you. I'm gonna
Okay.
get with you after we
Sometimes this
jump
week.
off here
Sometimes
this
this
week,
week.
and we gonna
Man,
Sometimes
let
sit
this
me
week.
know.
down. We gonna sit down. We gonna do this thing right, man. It's gonna be the Ivan Robinson show dedicated to you. Yeah, I mean, for sure. And we gonna get
Appreciate
some
that,
words out of Not Fair, man.
man.
We
Look,
got
if you get that, man, where you at, Shane?
I'm in the UK. I live in London.
Oh, yeah. Oh, damn. That's what's
yeah,
up. Where you
can.
at, champ?
I'm in Philly. I'm in
Oh, you in
Logan.
Philly?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah,
okay?
I'm in Philly.
Okay. Oh, you all right? You my.
Bro,
Well, we gotta get Shane to come over here to Philly, man. Come to the
I was
state.
there last month.
He was
I
just
was
there a
in
month
Philly last
ago.
month. I was in
No,
Bosey gym last month.
And the funny thing about that, I'm right around the corner from Bosey.
Bro,
It's
when I
crazy.
came there,
Literally
I
around the corner.
asked YSM, where's Nafe? And he was like, oh, I don't think he was in the city at that time. Because I asked
No,
you,
okay.
when I
Right.
came, I asked you, but I didn't get to see you. I saw
Yeah.
Ro,
Right.
I saw Bosey, but I didn't get to see you, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Shane
I'm
will be
literally
back.
right around the corner. But
That's
man, look, I
crazy.
appreciate y'all guys, man. And whenever y'all want me on, just let me know. And
Bro, I'm hitting
I'm
you up.
there.
I'm hitting you up tonight to
Oh,
set something up, bro. For sure,
okay,
man.
I'm with that.
We enjoy talking. We enjoy talking to the coaches. We enjoy talking to the legends, man. And you know, far as we're concerned,
Jeff
you
will
one
tell
of
you
the
I'm
best
a
doing it.
very, very good interviewer. So I think I'll be able to get something.
Yeah.
We going
I'll get
gonna
something
do
Well, you
this
know
thing
what?
right.
Like I said, you getting the smile, you getting the talk. I don't care what I gotta do, man. I'm gonna bring you on over here. Cause
Hey,
that's
man,
his look. His dad can't even get him to talk. That's
that's
his
true.
pop.
That's true. And
That's his pop.
he said that
Give
on
me
camera yesterday
15
too.
minutes. Give me 15 minutes. I guarantee. Give
I
me 15
Man,
minutes.
you got it. All
I
right,
think I
but
can
I
get
give
him
you
to
all the
talk.
time you want. All right.
All right, Ivan
All
Robinson,
right,
man. We
y'all guys
appreciate you
take care,
playing.
man. I
All
appreciate
right,
y'all.
bro.
All right.
All right. So if y'all was wondering why I didn't put the link in the chat, that was why.
I
That was
mean, that
Coach
was a real
Ivan.
surprise. I didn't even know he was going to be on. But
Yeah, this Coach
again,
Ivan
if
Robinson.
you look at this dude's boxer, you look at it and you think, oh wow, like he was a warrior. He fought Adrian Manfredi. I think, did he not fight Emmanuel Augustus as well? I'm pretty sure he did.
I think so. I
I
think so.
know he
I
fought.
gotta double check that. But
I know he fought a Toro Gatti, but I thought he fought Emmanuel Augustus as well. Maybe I'm wrong.
I remember
But
he
he's
put
a
pause on
legend.
he put pause on
Gatti.
Gotti.
Yeah, I mean
he's
he's a straight up legend, bro. He's a straight up
yeah,
legend. And those
straight up
dudes,
legend. I know he's pretty modest and laid back and things like that. But the one thing we do on this channel is we give it up. We give it up. We give it up to the coaches. We give it up to the legends. We give it up
I
to the
mean,
guys that paved
I
the
hope
way.
we get Padman on tomorrow. Padman, if you're still watching, I hope we can get
I
you on your opinion for the Wilder fight, because you're a person who's kept it real with us from the start, obviously. So we want to get you on the show. This week is crazy because none of these guests have been planned.
Nah, none of them has been planned. Period. I mean, the one thing if you catch me actually looking down on the screen, like I'm literally on my phone busting moves while we on live. That's why it'd be important for guys like Shane and BoxingFirst Vlog to be on, because I'll be literally doing like 4 or 5 things at one time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm Robinson. That's fam as far as I'm concerned, man. So it's
To all the new names, like onto the channel, like this is one of the things that we try to do different. Not saying we're better or worse than anyone else, but one thing we try to do different is to increase interaction with other fans. Like you guys can
hold
talk
up,
to each
Shane.
other. Go on.
Hold up, Shane. Hold up.
Oh
Got
wow,
my guy in the
Padman.
building, man. Coach Padman McGriff. What's going on,
I'm
baby?
never gonna get off this
And I'm
live
just
now.
sitting here chilling, just shining a little bit, just
I'm
cooling out,
never
man.
gonna get off this live now.
Hell no, you
Padman.
ain't getting
24K.
off
It's
this
heavy.
live,
It's
brother.
heavy.
Hey, Coach, what's going on with you, baby?
Man, you know me, man. I'm always living life so lavish, brother.
I hear you, man.
So
I hear you.
when
Hey,
am I going Vegas? When are we gonna go Vegas?
shit,
God,
Y'all,
frozen.
I mean, y'all family. Good to see you.
Hey, man, we definitely gonna hit out there, man. Hey, Coach, man, a lot of the things that you said as far as Wilder and Fury is concerned, it ended up being true.
Especially in terms of the preparation Fury should have taken.
Well, man, I love talking to you guys. And like I said before, man, I said Wilder's going to put him in the corner and he's going to beat him down. And I said it. I told you guys, because nothing's changed.
Can I ask you a question? You really used foresight and kind of said something that none of us said until after the fight, which was he should have spent $1 million on his camp and brought in the best strength and condition trainer, the best at this, the best at that. Why did you say, what did you see before the fight or during the Instagram clips and all of that made you say that? Because none of us knew that until after the fight, because you were 100% right.
Well, when he took off his robe, he was beefed up. I said, oh, this man ain't got no legs. He's washed up. He ain't got
That's
no
what Ivan
stamina.
Robinson just said. That's
He
what
ain't
Ivan
got no
Robinson just
stamina.
said.
You didn't have the right conditioning. And, that little ball, that 20-pound ball that you squat with for 15 minutes for 5 rounds, let's see if you can hang with that. Because that's what conditioning is. That's hybrid strength conditioning with weight. Lightweight. Not 225, 250, 300 pounds on the bar. You need repetition. You should be spending minutes, not sets. We talked about this. One set is based on how many minutes. So a lot of people just, teach different. I don't know. I just been taught the right way. And I figure keep doing it my way because it's working for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's actually working for me.
Coach, let me add this. on here, we rather talk to coaches than the fighters. The one thing that I can say is I know when I'm talking to a good coach, when all of the good coaches are saying the exact same thing. So we've had you on, you said one thing. We had Ivan Robinson on, he said
Rob,
another thing. We had Rob Acosta on. All of y'all said the same thing.
Oh
All of
yeah.
y'all said the same thing when it came down to Wilder. Like we just had Ivan Robinson on here. Big shout out to him.
Oh, great guy. Nice
Great,
guy.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
everybody said the same thing about Wilder. Like, yo,
why
like
I'm impressed with what Padman said was, as I said, he used foresight. A lot of people are saying this after the fact. He actually said, spend $1 million on your camp before the fight.
facts,
$1 million.
Yeah, I did. I did.
facts. Spend $1
But
million
But
on your
he
camp.
didn't spend $1 million on his camp.
He
And we
spent
saw it.
about he spent about 50,000. He spent about 50. He said he spent about $50.
That's what it was.
Yo,
Somebody telling you to jump rope faster. You need more than that. You can show off on the rope all you want.
it's crazy.
Everything comes down to how much time can you put into one exercise per exercise.
Right.
You feel me? Does that make sense?
Right. No,
Like if you go sit up there and bench press on that bench, you only need, big as he was, he only needed 45 pounds on each side. Do it 100 times. You got a minute. You got 3 minutes to do this.
Right.
That's how you do conditioning with weights. That's how you get in shape stamina wise. That's how you get strong with a better twitch. Ivan was right. Hey, Ivan, you got to get him on the show with me, boy.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. Hey, Ivan. See,
what's up, Coach?
I keep it in the tuck, baby.
What's up, Coach?
How are you, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I love what you saying, and you definitely. I never thought about that spending $1 million. If that's the case, Coach, I'm gonna go more than you. He should have spent $2 million.
Yeah, man.
Yo, he got. But that's the thing with these fighters. Like, for instance, like I never ever never received no money for me having a camp until I fought Gaddy.
Right.
Back then they gave me 25,000
for condition.
and no, they gave me 25,000 for my for my expense for my camp, and they told me to do whatever I wanted to do with it, and I did the right thing. I didn't go buy no house, I didn't go buy no car, I didn't go buy no record player, I ain't go buy none of that. I went and got me a goddamn conditioning coach, gave him some of that money.
That's right, man.
That's what I did, and like I told the two gentlemen before I got off air, I was in the best shape ever. Why? Because I wasn't dumb enough to just hold on to that money. I spent that money, went out and got my conditioning guys to come in with me.
Yeah, and that's what he should have did. You can't spend $50. You can't spend $50.
No, man, you can't. $50. That's crazy.
As a matter of fact, I'm hard on Malik Scott. I should be, because I'm an experienced coach. Coaches coach, fighters fight.
I should be hard on him too. He's from Philly. He made me look. People don't know that, but he made me look kind of bad because I'm sitting there like I told everybody before the fight. I'm like, yeah, man, Wilder, I don't like him, but I think he's gonna do a lot of things better because he got Malik Scott in his corner.
I have respect for Scott. I have a lot of respect for him.
I do too. Yeah,
he's a great guy, but you should have been the man to say, hey, let's add more coaches. Let's add some conditioning. Let's get some real training going on for this fight. Let's change you. Like I said to Shane and Jeff a long time ago, sit there and throw 300 hooks on the bag, on the pads.
There you go. Yeah. I just told them that if I had a fighter that had a right hand that he needed to work on, man, that joker would have been throwing that right hand all day long. I would have had supper, dinner, and lunch. And he's still being in the gym throwing that right hand. Still being in the gym throwing it.
Shit. I'm just saying, hey, coach, like if you want to throw a jab, you want to work I got my hand up. That's it. Work on it. Okay, coach, we done? No.
Coach, I just had a southpaw that fought. I just had a southpaw that fought to a draw the same night that Wilder fought. He fought to a draw because he didn't do none of the things that I asked him to do while we was in camp. Well, but I gotta hold him to one thing he did do. He's a southpaw. I tied up his left hand and I made him jab with his right hand for about 3 days straight. They thought something was wrong with me. I said, man, every day that nigga came in the gym, that's all he had was just a jab. Just a jab. And he was working with people that had both hands.
You know, strength and conditioning will make Wilder a better fighter by far. But nothing's going to change. It'll just be more crisp and more twitchy. When it comes to Fury, Fury has been a champion since he was a kid. And in gloves, and in the Olympics, and in the pros, he's been pretty much undefeated. So what do you expect? This man's whole life is dedicated from being a kid.
His dad was a fighter. His dad was a fighter. His dad was a fighter.
Dad was a fighter too.
Yeah, but you know what? Wilder could have beat Tyson Fury if, like Coach said, if he had the right tools. Yeah. If it was repetition or him doing the thing that he needed to do, like I told y'all. I know they concentrated on that right hand, but guess what? He would have had that right hand tied up to his chin like this for the whole camp, and he would have been throwing left foot. He would have even been eating with his hand like this. I am so serious because I remember those days that my dad used to have me go to the gym, have my right hand here the whole time. I walked around the gym like this. I walked home from school like this. I went back home from the gym like this. I'm like, Dad, can you please take my
Hey, listen, you remember when the kids played football? You miss a pass in the game, what was you doing with it all through school? Carrying it with your ass.
Carrying that foot, especially if you fumble. If you fumbled the ball, oh man, that ball was with you all day. It was sitting right there on the table. Yup.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah. That's old school, man. Hey, yo, you know the thing, and you know the thing is, and it's great hearing you guys talk about this stuff. But I think this is the problem, is because you can't have a fighter, like Ivan said earlier, like you can't have a fighter be the alpha dog. Like the coach has to come in, let the coaches coach. Let the coaches coach.
Yeah, you just gotta shut up and listen.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the reason why nothing's changed because he's still boss.
Exactly.
And he paid you to be authority over him. And
that's why I just
coach yourself. You're coaching yourself. So you're not doing a good job coaching yourself. So you know what? Big up to Malik Scott. You made you some money. You didn't even have to coach him. He coached himself.
And that's kind of where I think the fighters and the trainers get sidetracked at, coach, because if you got a guy that's making $20 million and you getting 10% of his purse of his fight, you basically rich for the rest of your life. But at the same time, you gotta think about afterwards. You gotta think about what's next. You know, I'm like I told them guys, I'm always thinking ahead. So my thing is this: I'm gonna do everything I need to do for this one fight. We're gonna put everything into this one fight. I may be getting $2 million out of the fight or what out of your person. Whatever. It don't matter to me. But my thing is, I want you to be the best. I want you to be in the best shape ever. Because when the fighter go out there and perform, his performance is coming off of you.
Yeah. 1 second, dude. Padman and Ivan, I'm literally about to jump off his 12:30 over here.
All right, Shane. Listen, we appreciate you being on. I ain't going nowhere. I'm rapping with these two. I ain't going nowhere.
Padman, obviously, you know it's always love. Definitely. I'll see you soon. And Ivan, I hope when I go to Philly, I can see you, bro. I'll be in Philly soon.
Man, I'm gonna roll out the red carpet for you, man. Don't even worry about it.
And Padman, I want to be in Vegas soon as well, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna do better than the red carpets, man. I'm gonna have naked girls for you.
Yeah, I'm coming next week.
Hey, Coach, I ain't got to that level yet.
I got you too. I got you too.
Hey, Coach, I ain't coming.
Hey, Shane, man, go ahead and get some sleep, brother.
Salute to all
Hey
you guys.
Shane,
Thanks
nice
for
seeing you,
coming
man.
on.
All right,
Yes,
yo.
sir.
Much love, man. Much love. Respect.
Yes, sir.
You know the thing that's
Yeah,
thing
man.
that's crazy, fellas. Like, it's crazy because you got people that's really saying like Wilder.
Well, let me hold up
Like, go ahead.
before you finish. Let me ask you this: do you think for both of y'all, do y'all think Wilder shot?
No,
Go ahead, coach.
no.
All right, he said no. Now, coach, I gotta pick your brain because I'm the younger of the both of us, and you got more experience than me. Um, I want to know why do you say that?
Because he lost to the best in the world.
All right, but well, okay. So now my thing is this: he lost to the best in the world. So where would you put him? Would you put him like right underneath Tyson Fury, or would you drop him down
I keep
behind
him.
a couple other?
Can't hear you, coach.
Can't hear you, coach. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, my phone was ringing.
Okay.
I would keep him there. I would keep him second to challenge himself and make people start coming after him so he can still make his money. Because it is all about money, Ivan. Honest to God,
Yeah.
Jeff, it is. It's all about money. But now might be the time for you to have some reflection on your training and say,
That's not gonna happen.
let me. If he's thinking the way I'm thinking, I'm saying to myself, I just lost to the greatest fighter in the world. I made a lot of money. I need to redeem myself. I have to have reflection, and I have to stay humble, and I have to be open to suggestions.
Do you think it's too late for him to adjust, to make adjustments?
It is too late. But here's the thing. It would clean up his style if he had a condition.
Exactly.
Because you're not going to change him, but it'll clean him up with his hand placement after the punch.
There you go.
He has no hand placement after the shot.
I seen him throwing punches and just like, oh, well, he's just beside me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I never understood why when he got a guy hurt, he go wild.
Because mentally, he's not a boxer. He's a monster. Monsters get broken down. You know that. Monsters get broken down. So you can't always, and I know you're going to love what I'm getting ready to say, Ivan. There's moments where you can be a monster, and there's moments where you have to box.
Exactly.
So
exactly. I mean, like that's a fine way to put it. I never heard it put that way. But as you said it, the first thing that comes to mind is with me against Arturo Gatti. I had to be a monster, but at the same time, I knew how to box.
Yes.
Facts.
So yeah. That's good, coach. I like that. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that tomorrow when I go in the gym.
I tell my fighters all the time, man. You're in the sport of boxing. Ball your motherfucking hands up like bricks.
There you go.
Like my students, my clients, my pro fighters, I want them to hit the bag with nothing on first before they wrap their hands. And ball your fist up. I don't want to see nothing loose. It's supposed to be boxing, and that's what your hands is for. Wilder's going to have to learn that. That's why he can't knock out the big man. You can touch him with a slip, and hands a little wobbly because you got some weight on you. But if he was punching him correctly, mechanically, technically, he'd have killed Fury a long time ago. He just got to get a better conditioning camp. He needs to come in at, you know what? He can still come in at 130. You just need the right conditioning camp. You need hybrid strength conditioning with circuit. You need routine. You need discipline. You need routine. You need repetition. You need completion.
You need a coach that's gonna be in your ass.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Come on, man. Do better. Let's go.
But I guess that's why we're not in the picture, coach.
Well, that's why they cut me out of the picture. I've tried.
To be honest with you, coach, I ain't even try because I already know what it'd be like.
It's crazy because I even had when I had Rob Acosta on yesterday. he was just like, it was just so disappointing to see Wilder's conditioning, like how he came in, like he just wasn't there. Like he wasn't there. Like he even said like the definition of his body, you really ain't see the abs, you ain't really see the
your body
definition
tells
like
it
you
all.
did. Your body tells it all.
Yeah.
And that's the consensus between all the coaches that I've talked to. They've all said the same thing. It's just like he came in and it was almost like it was a mental camp more so than a physical camp. Like I don't see people training videos and take them and run with them, because I'm like, they're like highlights. You're gonna put together the package you want people to see. But I'm like, at the end of the day, like you said, Ivan, there's no sparring. I ain't seen no sparring footage. Who did you spar with? What you do?
Listen, Jeff, Ivan, this is gonna blow your mind. You was knocking every fucking body out in camp. Guess what? You need somebody better than you.
Exactly. He must have been knocking out cab drivers.
You already had your major fights in camp. Fine. You thought it was cute. You thought you was doing shit. You find the hardest motherfucker, the heaviest motherfucker that's gonna knock the fucking block off and practice boxing on their ass and mental. You don't breathe. Always breathe.
Right.
Yeah, it's the little teeny things that count.
Exactly. The small thing. And I always been told coming up close to my era was that the hardest part for me was the training. The fight was easy.
Yes.
My hardest times was in the gym. And you already know, G, Philly don't play.
Philly don't play at all.
You wore it every day in the gym.
I said 100% in camp, you only need 20% to knock them out. That's a fact. That's a fact. You only need 20% to knock them out. You're 100% in camp. You only need 20% to knock them out. Like you did all hard work before. Here's the easy shit. The only thing's changing is you got on game clothes. And
listen, fellas, quick question for you guys. If that's your fighter that went through a fight like that, how long are you having them sit out before you even get them back in the gym?
All right, question.
I'm like Bernard Hopkins, next day.
The next day?
Maybe, or the day before.
Well,
Bernard Hopkins, he back in the gym on Monday or Sunday.
Well, I was too, because that's crazy. Right after the first Gaddy fight, we fought on Saturday. HBO bugged me so much to make the second Gaddy fight. When we made it on Sunday morning. I was back in the gym Monday night.
Wow.
Yeah, they wanted that fight bad as. And
that's an exclusive.
What?
I didn't know that. Did you know that, Padman? Huh? Did you know that, Padman? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That they bugged him for that fight. They signed it Sunday after he beat him. I didn't know that.
That's awesome. So you was ready when you went back to work the next day.
Yep, the next day I went back to work.
I said it. You gotta live and die this. You gotta live shit and die this shit every day.
That's why I still say I wish we never grew old, Coach, because the way the media running around, even you, G, running around comparing all these young fighters with the old fighters, none of them would never be able to compete with any of us.
Nope.
None.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't even.
And I respect them. I respect Tank Davis. I respect the Devin Haney. I respect Lomachenko. I respect Telefimo. Yeah, I respect all those guys. But what? Be for real. Ain't nobody knocking me out.
Yeah, the thing
that's
is,
how I feel too.
Yeah, I don't even like mixing errors. Me personally, I don't even like mixing errors, man, because everybody's error is different.
Different.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's error is different. I don't even I don't even like the fantasy matchups and all that. I don't even like doing all that. Like so
many fighters think they don't need a coach and get in this little thing and train themselves.
There you go.
Go back to bad habits and then they blame you.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you take take J-Rock for example. J-Rock just lost Saturday. He lost to Vicario. Yeah, he lost.
You told me. You told me when he got the fight.
Yeah. I forgot the guy's name, Ivan.
Was he good?
Was he good? Not in my eyes. Like he just flat lost the fight. But the thing is, when he lost the resort, see, Ivan, you didn't even know that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Ivan, like J Rock lost to Rosario. So here, hey, Ivan, this is a funny thing, right? So me and Chris Casey was sitting in the stands next to each other, right? During the
When the
J
fight
Rock,
went on?
yeah, J Rock Rosario fight. We was in the building. So after the first round, me and Chris Casey was like, yo, J Rock gotta turn this into a dog fight, like a Philly gym dog fight. Cause he don't have it tonight. And he was out. And the thing is, he got rid of Breadman. I'm like, yeah, he got rid of Breadman after that fight. And then he went to somebody else. I think he went to Sugar for a little bit, and now he back with Breadman. And it goes back to what you were saying. When guys take losses, they point right at the trainer. They point right at the trainer. And we knew for a fact that the J Rock that was training for Rosario is not the J Rock that was training for Jared Hurd when he won the title. Wasn't the same guy. Wasn't the same guy. So a lot of times I like to talk to the coaches because a lot of times y'all become the fall guys when the fighters lose. And I don't think it's fair.
It's not. But I mean, you one, not 2 or 3 or 4. One of many that I ever heard say that. And yeah, that's just how it is. I mean, and I told you and Shane a few minutes ago when we was on the air by ourselves before Coach came on. I don't care because I'm gonna do everything in my power to get you right during time for camp for fight. I run my camp. If I don't run my camp, guess what? Then you don't be there. I don't need you. Go to somebody else. Because when you get in that ring, even if you lose, people still gonna say you gave 100%, and they can see where you gave 100%. So,
facts.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Facts. True facts.
That's 100% facts. I mean, you see it all the time, and it's even take like an Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya changed his trainer about 4 or 5 times. Every time he lost, he changed trainers. Like, so it's just it goes back to what y'all were saying. Like, as fighters, for some reason, a lot of fighters just don't humble themselves after a loss. I'm like, if you take a loss, you got to humble yourself at the end of the day. Like, when Wilder lost to Fury in that second fight, bro, like, just humble yourself. Humble yourself and bring some people in that's going to get you right. Not what makes you feel comfortable, what makes you, what's going to get you right.
Turn your shield in. Humble yourself.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
Yourself.
Absolutely.
Turn your shield in, humble yourself.
Because Pat, man, here's the thing. Wilder, we shouldn't even be talking about a second fight or a third fight. I'm like, the referee, like, Fury was dead. He was dead in the 12th round. He was dead on the ground. And I was like, listen, that referee, any other referee would have counted him out. Like, they wouldn't even have counted. So I'm like, the fact that Fury had an opportunity to get up, I'm like, bro, like, you got to finish him off. You got to finish him off. You got a dude down like that. Ivan Robinson, if you had a dude down like that, I know if you had another minute and a half, there's no way he sees the final bell.
No, he don't.
No way.
But Jeff, when he went after him, when he went after him, what did he do? Listen, anger has no energy.
I gotta use that one, Coach.
I can't. Yeah, that's a nice.
That's a nice one. I gotta steal that one.
I'll put that on my cue card tomorrow.
I gotta steal that one.
Yeah, I'll put that on my cue card. Matter of fact, let me go find my damn cue cards right now.
I gotta use that one.
Anger has no energy, and reflection is everything right now. For him to knock him down, when he knocked him down, the monster came out, but the monster wasn't conditioned. Just the monster wasn't conditioned. He didn't have no boxing because he can't box. He's just a monster.
He damn sure can.
So when he moving around, touching with the jab to the body, he forgot to touch the head and the body.
Right.
Get some points before you go slugfesting.
Hey, Coach. And the thing that's crazy, Fury went to win the rest of that round, the 12th round, when he was dead on the ground. That's how crazy it was. I'm like, Fury ended up winning the rest of that round, man.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm sitting up here and I'm like, it's no way in hell. I'm like, an elite fighter lets that guy off the hook.
Fury could have knocked him out in the 11th round.
Yep.
He was playing with him. He kept the crowd around because he was making money. He's a smart man. He knew what he had to do to him. He looked at Wilder like he was a bum. A bum. That's what he did. He took all confidence out of him in the weigh-ins, in the face-offs. First of all, he wasn't supposed to have a face-off.
Right.
You should have let Fury run his mouth and just laugh at it. Be friends with the guy. It might have made you a better fighter.
Do you think that he's going to get rid of his team now, G?
I don't think so.
He might give Malik Scott another chance.
He gonna give Malik Scott another shot. And the thing is, it's Wilder's at a point in his career right now. He ain't gonna change. He's not gonna let somebody be the alpha dog in his camp.
Well, hey Ivan. First of all, Malik Scott said this is his exact words. He's a big man. I don't want him slipping and rolling. Dude's the same size as him. He should have been slipping and rolling when you should have made his hands light heavyweight hands, because that's what Fury got. He's a heavyweight with light heavyweight hands. And only way you can get that is by drilling. Had that motherfucker there for 10 minutes drilling. Get him familiar with using his hands.
Exactly.
Like and yo, and the thing that's crazy, it kind of gives insight on his previous camps with Breland and JD's. You can't sit up here and say and tell me that Mark Breland ain't got the knowledge to drop on Wilder. But if you don't have the green light, to do what you need to do in the camp, you can't blame Mark Breland at the end of the day. You can't blame
Wilder
him.
will be arguing every fucking day.
I know you and him. Oh my God.
Fuck you too. Okay, you want to box? All right, let me get my shit on.
Give me my check and let me go home.
Fuck that check. I'm staying. I want more money.
There you go. I hear you.
We're gonna argue to the throne till we on the throne.
But Coach, I'm not that dude. I'm the dude that I give instructions and I want it that way. If I don't get it that way, guess what, Jay? Got to go.
I'm walking out the door.
You know what I do, G, to my fighters?
Yeah.
When I ask them jokers to do something, they don't do it. Guess what happened?
They go home.
My man. That's exactly what I do.
I can't send Wilder home.
You can sit anywhere he's staying at. He probably staying at the hotel. They can take your ass back to the hotel. I see tomorrow.
We would be arguing.
Yeah.
We would be arguing every day.
But that was the one thing that like a lot of people, like Breland his reputation took a major hit.
He did, because everybody blamed him.
Because everybody blamed him. And I was like, at the end of the day, I'm like, Wilder is the way he is because he runs his camps. I'm like, you gotta let the coaches coach. You gotta let him coach. You gotta let him run the show.
Somewhere it became a habit about taking over his coach. So it must have started before Breland. The white guy hired Breland. So he took over the white guy. He said, well, let me bring in Breland.
Hey, listen, and this is like this
Didn't
is
do
the thing
anything
that's
else
crazy.
either.
A Padman and Ivan, listen. Wilder actually sent JD's in to watch the hand wraps in the third fight. I said, come on, yo. I said, you can't sit up here and say his hands is loaded, this, that, and the third, and you send the same man you sent in the last time. How much sense does that make?
I told you, I told you. I said it when Shane was online. I said, you got these fighters want to be dads, want to be businessmen, they want to be fighters, and then they want to be pimps. Can't do it, man.
And boxing models.
Can't do it, man.
It's crazy.
And see, that's another thing. When I was fighting, I don't know how it is now, but when I was fighting, we ain't do all that going to press conferences, doing Pepsi commercials, doing underwear commercials. We ain't do that.
Making movies.
Making movies. Nigga, you wanna see me? Guess what? See me the day before the fight. We'll talk. I'll talk to you for an hour, but then I'm going to sleep. Or even talk to me after the fight.
Yeah.
You got guys now running out of camp a month ahead of time. So I'm like, yo, I'm going to go do a Fruit of the Loom commercial on underwear. What? Nigga, is you out your mind?
Listen, that's some funny stuff, Ivan. I had a camp. I got a custom gym in my home, boxing ring and all. And my
okay, I gotta get down there.
My fighters stay with me and they train here on the
shit.
premises. And then we go to other gyms and we go to other gyms and spar. But don't you know, them motherfuckers didn't have to pay no rent. They ate good. Couldn't keep them here. Would not stay. Would not like. Oh, coach is on her ass. Yo, man, clean up your motherfucking room, nigga. This is not a hotel.
Exactly.
You hanging out till 12 at night. You can't get up in the morning to train, and the gym is
right there.
Downstairs
in the basement.
30 feet.
Well,
you can walk 3,000 feet and live somewhere else. And I ain't training.
Exactly. Get your bags at the door. They waiting for you.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I can't play mommy, daddy, grandfather, cousin, brother, sister, nephew, nieces. I can't play that.
Me and coach need to put a camp together.
I would love to.
Oh man, that'd be crazy.
I would love to.
We gotta put a camp
tell me to come, man.
Yeah, definitely.
All you gotta do is tell me. I love to travel.
Oh yeah.
All right, coach. You go to Ivan Robinson's gym. You go to Boozy in his gym.
Yeah.
Oh man, y'all three, coach, you, Ivan, and Boozy. Oh my god, that would be insane. Like that'd be insane. Like, but see, this is why I don't like. This is why I don't like mixing errors.
Yeah.
Like the conversation I'm having with y'all, I can't have this conversation with somebody where like the greatest fighter they ever seen was Lomachenko. Like I can't have the same conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I keep the errors separate.
We ain't done what he done, and he ain't done what we done.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
So
facts.
When it comes to Lomachenko, he's a great fighter. I trained Teofimo Lopez for 5 years. Damn. I taught him how to punch hard. And then his dad took over. From there, I don't know if he changed or not. But
you can see it, coach. Don't lie. You can see it. You know if he did. Come on, coach. Now they talk about me being modest. Don't you be modest. Tell the truth. He ain't changed. That nigga ain't changed. Come on, man.
hey, listen, man.
Hey, Ivan, I thought we was boys.
Yes, sir.
You put me on the spot.
Coach, that's one thing I ain't gonna do, man. I'm not gonna sugarcoat a goddamn thing, man. Nothing.
All right, fuck it then. You right.
There you go. Come on. Be real, coach. Let's go. You taught that man everything he know. He want to run to his dad, and now dad taking all the credit for stuff that you know. Look, man, it is what it is. Man, it is what it is.
Oh, you know what's so funny too, man? You right, because they never gave me no credit.
No, they're not gonna do it. It's not gonna happen.
I got
Coach, you already know that's how it is.
Videos on this. Never gave me credit.
It's never gonna happen.
Hey, Ivan, when I met Pat, man, he was just like, yo, I got like 100 videos with Teofimo. He said, I don't even drop them joints, man, because I don't be wanting the attention and all that. But it's stuff like that. It's stuff like that. I'm like, yo, you got to give credit where credit is due. Like when guys doing the groundwork behind the scenes. But that's why I said when shit don't go right, you don't point at the people that got you there. You don't point at the people that got you there. Sometimes you just gotta look in the mirror.
Yeah,
look at yourself. Yeah. But it ain't gonna happen because they ain't gonna like what they see.
And I've been doing this shit a long time. I'm almost 60, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Ivan, is there anybody in the game right now that kind of reminds you of yourself as a fighter?
Hell no. Nobody. No.
Not anybody?
Nah.
Yo,
you gotta see G. You trying to put me on. You trying to put me on the spot. You trying to put me on the spot, man. Didn't you just say 5 minutes ago, G, that you don't do comparisons?
Hey, I just said that. Hey, I hear that.
But you just said you don't do comparisons. So now put your ass on the spot. Who do you think that reminds you of me? Nobody.
I don't have an answer to that. That's why I asked you.
Do. Yes, you do. I know you do.
I don't. I really don't. Hey, Ivan, you know what? Before the next time we talk, I'll have an answer for that.
And then you gonna give me some lame ass guy.
I'm not gonna give you
that.
I ain't gonna disrespect you like
he
that.
had a great Taylor style. He had a great Taylor style.
But you
what Meldrick?
Yeah.
No, I was better than Meldrick, coach.
But you had a great style, almost similar.
Yeah. But
my
style was different because my defense was a lot better.
I was
going
to say Ivan had better defense.
Yeah.
Ivan had better defense. Like Meldrick Taylor, he really
just
sat
throw
in
to
the
be
pocket
throwing. Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, he sat in the pocket crazy.
Ivan used to throw some hardcore punches too, though.
Yes, sir. But I just wasn't a big puncher.
Yo, anybody that need to see Ivan Robinson, go pull up the two Gotti fights.
Yes, sir.
Really, it was really that simple.
I got to come down and shine with you, man. But, you don't look as good as me, and I know you can hook me up. We'll have a good ass time when I come on down there.
I got you.
Yo, Pat, man, you come to Philly, man. That'd be crazy.
Yo, I like senior citizen chicks, man. They got to check every month. No hassle.
Yeah, because you come down here, you definitely going to get into a fight.
Yo.
Hey, you know what's so funny too, man? I still box, man. I still do 6 rounds, man. Now
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Bozy still box too.
Yes, Bozy
does, man. That feels good, brother.
Bozy, they just said when I was down there. Yeah, when I was down there, they said Bozy did like 12 rounds. They said Bozy did 12 rounds. Like recently.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bozy different, man. Like
gotta keep that heart right, man.
Yeah, big shout out to him too, man. He just got inducted to the Pennsylvania
he did,
Fame.
Him and his son, not Farad, Pool in it.
Yeah. They both got inducted, man. Big shout out to them, man. Much deserved. Like I feel like Bozy don't get the credit that he deserved. Just on a national scale.
Yeah, it's the same for me too. I don't get the credit.
Thanks.
I don't care.
My man. I don't care. Like I just told G when he first got me on, man, I don't care if those jokers never say my name. I don't care. They never give me kudos about nothing. I just do what I do, and I do what I love.
My job.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, I'll be in Pittsburgh this weekend, man. Training some Muay Thai fighters, man. I wish I was closer to you, man. I just shoot up.
Yeah, in Pittsburgh, a long run too. That's a
long run.
That's an 8-hour drive.
Yeah, you can catch a plane. That's
exactly.
How many Muay Thai fighters you training?
Damn, Muay Thai.
6 of them.
6 of them?
Damn.
Yeah.
Now, Coach, what do you actually teach a Muay Thai fighter? He can't slip. He can't roll.
Elbows, clinch, knees, and kicks. And
you lost with the elbows. I don't like that. You lost with that.
Elbows.
Shit.
I got into it when I was in Thailand for 4 months. I already had a martial arts background, so I just picked it up because I seen it so much every day. I said, I'm gonna start doing it too. Then I noticed that the coaches they didn't want to teach me anymore. So I started going to another gym I was already on contract with that gym. I went to another gym and trained some fighters for hands. And I said, yo, can you teach me? So I took all the knowledge that I could. And here I am.
That's good.
Just if I can pick it up,
that's good stuff.
If I could pick it up, man. It's a blessing, man, to be able to be my age and pick it up and learn it and
be versatile. I got you.
Hey, Ivan, I got somebody in the comment section. They said, Ivan, never too late to start the underwear commercials.
Got to be a fighter. Got to be a fighter.
Put a sock in it.
Wow.
Y'all too
funny as shit. Wow.
Hey, man, Bruce Gold said Ivan a monster, man. Yeah, Ivan was definitely.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, man.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Ivan, if I see you in a Draws commercial, man, I'm coming to Kingdom, man.
Man, you can come, but you ain't gonna never see me in it. Never.
Lotioned
Never.
up. with some Spider-Man underwear on.
Now you're trying to get me like
Let me stop
Oscar.
clowning,
Okay.
man. Let me stop clowning, man.
No, it's cool, coach. That's cool. I got respect for you. That's all up.
Man. Yo,
Man, I can't wait to meet you, man. I can't
Same
wait
here,
to
man.
meet
I
you,
definitely.
that's gonna be legendary, man.
Oh man,
listen,
I'm gonna just
man.
make some plans. Just come on down, man.
Hey,
I'm gonna do
man,
that.
That'd be crazy. Listen,
I'm
gonna let y'all.
come on down.
I'm gonna let y'all go, man. We've been cooking for about 3 hours straight,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Hey, Coach, Pan, man, you already know, man. You know I'm gonna hit you up on the phone, man. We gonna
Man, I
work
got
it
a lot.
out.
Hey, Ivan, get my information from him, man.
I got it.
I definitely.
I'm gonna shoot it.
I definitely. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna
I
shoot it.
appreciate it. I appreciate
And
it.
my,
I gotta
my
come down there and get some
Instagram. Are
knowledge
you on
from you.
Instagram, Ivan?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna pitch that
company.
too.
And somebody,
Okay.
put that on there.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you. I'm gonna shoot.
Much
I'm
love,
gonna shoot the
respect to you
contacts
guys
both
too,
ways.
man.
All right, you too. All right,
Hey,
G.
Pan, I'm gonna hit you up. Ivan, I'm gonna hit you up tonight, bro.
All right,
Okay,
one.
man.
All right, fellas.
All right.
All right.
Right.
Hey, man, that was Ivan Robinson, legendary fighter, veteran coach, Coach Padman McGriff out of Vegas, man. If you're familiar with boxing in Vegas, man, you gotta know Padman McGriff. I'm sorry for not getting in the comment section, but we was cooking. We were like cooking. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my guy Andy Ruiz back in the building, man. Big shout out to you, bro. You bugging. Hold on. Yeah, listen, man. There was Fernando Rodriguez. I think he said who's winner between Canelo and Plant. Canelo wins that fight. Bruce goes. Man. Listen, I wasn't expecting to see Padman McGriff today. I wasn't expecting to see Ivan Robinson today. I thought this was just going to be a typical episode 8 Goodfellas podcast live, man. But we rather talk to the coaches than the fighters. And we not declining any fighters to come on the show. Like, let's not get it twisted. But you get so much knowledge and we just love hearing the stories from the veterans, the legends, and feel like they don't really have a platform to really go on and really just talk they talk. You know what I'm saying? So to hear Ivan Robinson talk his talk it was just an absolute pleasure. And we're gonna do another show specifically with Ivan Robinson, so he can really break down his career, what he's doing as a coach, who he's working with, and like dedicate a whole show to Ivan Robinson. Coach Padman McGriff, that's family right there, man. He a phone call away. Like, he a phone call away, man. VP Shane tried to hang in there as long as he could. You know what I'm saying? He's out in the UK, so he's 5 hours ahead, man. So he be up, 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, man. So I'm appreciative of him every time he stays on for a 2-hour live, 3-hour live. You know what I mean? It takes a lot for him to do that. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to him. BoxingFirst Vlog. I know you're going through your stuff, baby. You know what I'm saying? Everything gonna get right. And hopefully we'll have you back ASAP. You know what I mean? But it's just, man, it's crazy. It's crazy just talking to those guys, man. So we've been on a nice little run last 2 days, man. Had Rob Acosta on yesterday. Big shout out to him. Strength and conditioning coach for Jerron Boots Ennis. We had Ivan Robinson on today. Big shout out to him, man. That's a Atlantic City Hall of Famer, legend, in my book. He's a legend, coach of Not Fear Charles, a couple other fighters in Philly, man. We're going to go down to King Dome and go check him out. And, we had Chris Casey on yesterday, father of Not Fear Charles. Big shout out to him. That's my guy. It's just, it's crazy. And then Padman McGriff, to cap it off. I'm going to go through a couple of these comments. Will Stowe said, yeah, he fought Augustus, Gotti twice, Chavez, Holiday. What a guy. Kiki said, I'm loving this. Yeah, I love it too. Andy Ruiz said Wilder is still asleep and y'all talking about him. That's funny. Ricky said, big shout out to Ricky Williams, man. Big shout out to you, family. He said it's a true critique. Yeah, it's yeah, Andy Ruiz is funny. Andy Ruiz, change your name, bro. Gotta change your name, man. It's crazy. I see y'all been going back and forth in the in the comment section. Yo, hold on a second. Ezra, what's going on? He said, where you train at, Ivan? I'm coming to your gym ASAP. Ivan is at King Dome Gym in Philly. He's in Philly. I'm in Philly. Second, Ezra, if you want to, I don't know if you want to reach out to me on Instagram, G5 Jeff TV, or Facebook, G5 Jeff TV there too. You can do that. Conrad, you was funny as hell for that, bro. You was funny as hell for that. This was legendary, bro. Like, this was a legendary live. 3 hours and 5 minutes, man. Like, I don't ever be expecting to be on this long, but hey, man, when you cooking, you cooking. You know what I'm saying? When you cooking, man. Just to keep y'all posted, man. I'm gonna be dropping more clips of strength and conditioning coach for Jerron Boots and his Rob Acosta from the episode from yesterday. I'm gonna drop maybe about 5 or 6 clips tonight on Instagram and Twitter, and on Facebook as well. I'm gonna start dropping them on the YouTube channel too. Kind of substitute the regular videos because I don't really do regular videos anymore. But big shout out to Rob Acosta, man. Like, that's my guy, man. Wealth of knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Strength and conditioning guy. And those are the type of people we like to talk to, man. So big shout out to Rob Acosta. Definitely look out for those clips on Instagram and Twitter. If you following me, you already know. Hold on. Bruce Gold said, I gotta catch the replay. Yeah, Bruce, you would love this one. You gotta catch the replay, bro. Gotta catch the replay of this one, man. Also, we wanted to break down clips of this one too. I mean, so many jewels dropped by Ivan Robinson, Coach Padman McGriff. Shane was on fire tonight. VP Shane, big shout out to him. He was on fire tonight. I try to, slide in, do what I can here and there. You know what I'm saying? I just try to stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm just narrating the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to it, man, this boxing. This is what we like to talk about. This is what we like to do. You know what I'm saying? Every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna pretty much leave it there. Big shout out to BoxingFirst Vlog, aka Blunt Bayless. My man Will Stokes, he said, Jeff, this is legendary content for young guys like myself. Hey, Will Stokes, man, yeah, like that's the thing, Will, and I appreciate that, man. Like, what we trying to do is we trying to bring the legends in, trying to bring the veteran guys in for young guys like yourself, young guys like Shane. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my 30s. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ivan Robinson is 50, Coach Padman is 60. There's so many guys that got so many stories and so many things to talk about when it comes down to boxing. We just trying to bring it all together. And I know, Will Stokes, you just started watching, you know what I'm saying, like boxing like a couple years ago. So we want this to be kind of an educational thing as well. You know what I'm saying? So Joseph Gwilt is in the building, man, every day, all day. Hey, Joseph, this is one to play back. This is a replay type podcast. Like this one, I really enjoyed this one. We had legendary Ivan Robinson on. We had Coach Padman McGriff on. Shane was on fire tonight. This was definitely a good one. BoxingFirst Vlog. Follow him on Instagram at boxing, the number 1 ST vlog, VLOG. That's on Instagram. On Twitter is BoxingFirst Vlog. First spelled out. FIRST vlog. He has a YouTube channel. Definitely go check the YouTube channel out. And he gonna be right back to doing what he do. You know what I'm saying? Like getting a couple things together behind the scenes, but he's going to get everything together, get right back. Joseph said we'll do it ASAP. Yeah, this was a good one, bro. This one was a good one for sure. VP Shane, man, big shout out to him, man. That's kind of, he's one of the backbones of the channel, man. I talk to him so much, off camera. You know, it's like family to me. Go follow him at I_am_Shane, the number 1. Exclusively on Instagram. Trying to get him on Twitter and Facebook and all that. Ain't quite working. So, you know, he's exclusively on Instagram. Go follow him. Will Stokes said his vlog okay. Yeah, vlog's cool. Vlog cool. Like ain't nothing wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, he's trying to get a couple things straightened out so he can actually record and actually be on live and do things like that. He's fine. Like vlog is perfectly fine. I was on the phone with him earlier today. You know what I'm saying? But he's just trying to get some things in his situation tightened up so he can actually record and do everything that he usually does. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, myself, I'm all over the place, man. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, G5Jeff TV. Facebook, Jeff Drake, Drake on Facebook as well. Got the website, g5jefftv.com, written articles. We got the Prediction Fantasy League. Definitely join that. That's coming to an end probably at the end of the month. We'll probably start off the new season with the Canelo Caleb Plant fight, and pretty much go from there, man. Will Stokes said good to hear. Yeah, vlog good, man. Vlog good, man. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? He's straight. You know, he's just gonna get some things ironed out. He said, "Hey Jeff, where did the G5 Jeff TV name come from?" That's a good question. So, I literally came up with the name myself. And always felt like he said I was always wondering. I'll tell that story. That's not a problem. So G5 Jeff TV came from me, and my thought process was this: boxing is a global sport. It's literally a global sport. It's not just a U.S. thing. It's not just a UK thing. Like boxing is known and understood all over the world. Inside of a gym, outside of a gym, street fights, the whole nine. Boxing is worldwide. It's a global sport, and I always felt like I wanted to bring a global perspective to boxing. I wanted to cover absolutely everything. I didn't want to be defined by, you know, one area, just the US or just the UK or just even one race like black or Hispanic or Mexican or Latino. I just wanted to cover everything as a whole from a global perspective. And, you know, if you want to get around the globe, you know, if you want to travel around the globe, the best way to, you know, get around is a G5. You know what I'm saying? So growing up, we always used to hear about the G5 airplanes and, you know, all of the luxury planes was a G5. You know what I'm saying? So I really just put it together, you know, G5. My name is Jeff, and then, you know, TV. So I just put it all together. It sounded right, felt good, made sense. But that's where the name came from. And then having Shane come along, who was from the UK, and me and him having a bond that we have, it kind of personified the name because he's from the UK and I'm from the US, and we think exactly alike. You know what I'm saying? We look at it as a global sport. And then BoxingFirst Vlog came into the picture, and he's a older guy with a wealth of knowledge and just kind of give you that old school perspective. You know what I'm saying? So it just all kind of just came together. But that's how the name came about. But that was a good question because I don't get asked that a lot. Just people just be like, yo, that's a fly ass name. You know what I'm saying? You know, but nobody ever really asked me how did I think of it. And a lot of things with me is it just comes up off the top of my head. A lot of things I think of come off the dome. You know what I mean? I'm probably one of the best freestylers, period. When I was doing my regular videos, freestyle. When I do my lives, freestyle. Whatever comes to my brain, I say it. My brain is, my head is just, I don't know what be going on inside of my head sometimes. It's just, everything just clicks at the end of the day, man. Like when they say like Jay-Z be freestyling and stuff when he get in the studio, I'm the same way when it comes down to this boxing thing. I don't write nothing down. I don't prep. I just go out there and just, you know, do what I do. You understand what I'm saying? So, no, but Will Stokes, I appreciate you asking that question, man. Big shout out to you. You already know you family, for sure. You know what I mean? But yeah, we gonna close it off there, man. Like 3 hours and 15 minutes. I can't listen, man. I can't be wrestling with y'all for 3 hours every day, man. I got things to do. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, hey man, but y'all be bringing it, man. Y'all be bringing that smoke. Y'all be bringing that smoke in the comment section, man. Like, and I know it was supposed to be fans on Tuesday. I know it was supposed to be fans on Tuesday. I was supposed to be putting the link in the chat and all that. I know, but it just ain't go that way, man. Ivan Robinson hit me, said, bro, I'm trying to jump on. I said, enough said. Padman on my line, like, yo, I'm trying to get on. I'm like, all right, enough said. So hopefully tomorrow, if nothing changes, we'll do fan zone tomorrow. Where we put the link in. Fan zone is basically we put the link in the chat and whoever clicks it can get on. We're all about fan interaction at the end of the day, man. Will Stokes said that's awesome, mate. I appreciate that, bro. Bruce Gold said peace. Bruce Gold, that's my guy right there, man. Like Bruce Gold, he be in these boxing streets for real. You know what I'm saying, man? Big shout out to him, man. But listen, on behalf of Boxing First Vlog, aka the General, aka Blunt Bayless, VP Shane, aka Shane Ibiabuchi, and your boy G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. This was episode 8 of the Goodfellas podcast, man. So on behalf of the staff, your boy G5 Jeff TV, we are out.